to the playoffs. It's the culminating point of our season here in Amsterdam. From Barcelona to Manchester, we've been scouring the globe searching for the 64 best FIFA players in the world, and they'll be battling out for the Xbox title and a chance to win the E-World Cup. Legacies will be built, dreams will be crushed, wonder goals will be scored just like Gareth Bale's the other night, and ultimately history will be made. So drop whatever you're doing, because the playoffs are happening right now.
Scoop turn, inside, Ronaldo, track back, what a goal, what a goal, what a goal!
This is the biggest FIFA Ultimate Team ever has been.
It's all about mental. These are the most elite players. Gotta take your chances. And it's all about controlling the tempo.
Finishes in style.
It's pretty much win or go home.
I'm here to win it. I'll beat anyone that's in my way.
Welcome, everyone, to the start of the FIFA 18 Global Series playoffs here in Amsterdam. I am Jimmy Conrad, and I'm honored once again to be sharing the stage with two of my best friends, Chew Boy and Spencer Owen. Now, Chew, the best of the best are here on the Xbox console, competing for a chance to qualify for the FIFA E-World Cup. How excited are you on a scale of 0 to 100?
Jimmy, I've spent all night calculating this. 157.5.
Oh, Chew, that's what I love about him. Always goes above and beyond. Spencer, same question to you. How excited are you?
On the scale,
0 to 100.
158, mate.
Oh, always looking to one-up Chew. Okay, so you know the tournament format on the back of your hand. You know it backwards and forwards. I think it's because you write all the rules on the back of your hand. Break down how we got to this point here in Amsterdam.
Okay, well, obviously we're buzzing to be in the Netherlands, but for the opening format, we have to go Swiss. Okay, so it's a Swiss format. We're used to it now. We've seen it in Barcelona and Manchester. We've got 3 days in total, starting off with today, and it's 64 players into the Swiss format. Now, everyone plays someone with the same record they've got. So if you win a game, you play someone else that's won a game. If you lose a game, you play someone else that's lost the game.
Seems like the most fair way to do it.
It really is. And if you get to 4 wins, you get through to the knockout round, sorry. And this is qualification day, day 2, that's tomorrow. Now, after the last 32, we're going to get to the last 16, because all of them will qualify for the FIFA E-World Cup Grand Final. That's massive. And also they'll go through to day 3, where we see some semi-finals, obviously. The big day, we're calling it Decision Day. And we'll have the console winner, of course, for the Xbox. So that's the mission that's in front of these guys, trying to get all the way to Decision Day. And where does it fall into the whole ecosystem of FIFA? Well, there's a lot of different ways people have qualified for the playoffs here. We had the Champions Cups in Manchester and Barcelona. We had the E-Club World Cup last week in Paris. Last chance qualifier, league partners. But there's only one way to get to the FIFA E-World Cup, and that is through these very playoffs. So this is the time to really save your best performances and get through to the big final in London in a couple of months.
Okay, so in the past, we had the FIFA Interactive World Cup, and now we have the FIFA E-World Cup. Tell us the difference and why we're here now.
Okay, so first off, it's a vowel change.
Yeah, it is.
Through the E in there.
Is it going to be an A next year or no?
Maybe.
Or you, maybe?
It's the FIFA E-World Cup now. I think it's here to stay. The main change is this ecosystem of tournaments now. There's so many different tournaments this year, more than ever before. We've got the Champions Cups, but we've also added so many things like league partners. We've seen the EMLS, we've seen League R, we've seen the A-League, many more. A lot of these guys come through those leagues to qualify for the playoffs. And this playoffs in general is a kind of a new setup as well. It's the only way through. So, yeah, it's this new kind of ecosystem of FIFA tournaments. I think is great.
But I love it because you have one champion.
Yes, of course.
There's not multiple champions of different tournaments. There's just one.
Well,
and a World Cup champion.
We've seen before, haven't we? A few people call themselves the world champion. It's
Of
like,
course.
can you be a world champion or can you be the world champion?
Exactly. That's the difference. Now, Chew, I was going to say, give me your favorite for the Xbox, but I'm going to take you off a little bit of pressure here and just say, give me a player to watch.
I would say a player to watch is #Harry because, you know, he's a huge, incredible talent in the FIFA community. Everybody loves this guy. And sometimes you wonder in the tournament, are you going to get, you know, the serious Harry or the Harry that, you know, likes to have fun?
I prefer the Harry that sleeps on the couch. That's my best version of Harry.
I think lately you've been seeing the serious Harry. I think in Manchester it was his best performance, I think, ever. And he really showed people that he's here to play. And I think if he brings that same kind of energy to Amsterdam, he could go very far. I think he's...
All right, well, we'll see if he can build off of that. Now, Spencer, how about you? Player to watch?
Yeah, well, we talked about the different league partners. The E-Liga, the French league, we saw a champion, Rafsu, playing for Olympique Lyon. This guy is one to watch for me. He's also very good at standing still and staring into the distance, just like Harry. No, I think we should pay attention to Rafsu. We've seen some good performances from him. He's obviously dominated France. Can he do it on a world scale?
I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Well, for me, and you guys didn't ask, but I'm going to give it my opinion anyway. I'm going with Kid Mamito from the Houston Dynamo. I had the benefit of seeing him at the first ever EMLS Cup. He went 23 games unbeaten, absolutely cruised throughout this tournament. And because Americans, I feel like, don't get a lot of respect
Canadians
here
too.
across the pond. That's true. North Americans in general, let's say, either in real life or in the virtual game. I'm really hoping that he carries the torch for us and does well. Now, I'm not saying he's a favorite, but I think he's a player to watch for sure.
Fair play.
Yep. And then for you guys in particular, this first game, MS Sassari versus M. Mino. Very excited about this. And for everybody watching at home, we're going to be calling these games from the couch. It's going to be a lot of fun. Who do you like? Because MS Sassari was the reigning champion from Manchester, so he's got a lot of confidence coming into this one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk for MS Sassari. I know he's going to be the favorite going in because he's the champion, but now there's going to be a target on his back, obviously. But Mino is no slouch. A lot of the guys in the chat and Twitch chat from France are going to be big supporters of him. He's the Liga Spring champion, the E-Liga Spring champion, so I don't think it's going to be straightforward for MS Sassari.
Now, Spencer, how do you feel this first game is going to shake out with these two guys we're about to see?
I agree with what you said, but MS Sassari is a very strong player, and he's been strong throughout a number of tournaments, which I think is a key attribute to look for, particularly this year. Last week I was with him in Paris at the E-Club World Cup. Fantastic performance from him and his then teammate, the Royal, who's playing for Falcons, but now he's obviously, Sassari has moved to Team Rogue.
He's gone rogue.
He's gone rogue, literally. It's a big switch, and again, it's his first tournament playing for them. So how's that going to play into his mind?
Yeah, definitely. Here are the two guys we're seeing on screen right now. And also, if you want to join in on the conversation, make sure you use the hashtag FIFA eWorld Cup, and then tag the people that are putting all of this magic together for us at EA Sports FIFA, because this is a fantastic event. Every time we're here, it feels so special to be a part of this team and being here with you guys and all of these players that we get to see on a regular basis. Now, this first game, I mean, you said it a little bit already, Spencer. What kind of, let's say, message to yourself do you send, or to everybody else, based on how you perform in this first game?
Well, one thing that's definitely worth noting about this first game, unlike the other first games we've seen in previous tournaments, is that it's not a seeded first game like the other ones, where if you qualified first in the world, you've played the person that qualified 64th.
Sure.
These are random draws now. So you could, and we have seen some already, big matchups that are going to happen in this first round, and so on and so on, you know. So we're underway here, of course. But yeah, I think Sassari has got a bit more of a target on his back now. He's going to want to prove people, the people that are saying he can't do it again, he's want to prove them wrong.
Well, as you can see here, going from left to right, MS Sassari is in the red, and then going from right to left, it's M. Mino in the white, the French national team jerseys. Always interesting, I think, Chu, to see the tactics right out of the gate. I mean, do you really want to show your hand right from the get-go, or do you want to kind of slow play it till the end?
I mean, it really depends what kind of player you are. I mean, some people like to, they don't even care if somebody sees their tactics. They're just going to know that they're better than their opponent, and just be faster, smarter than them no matter what situation.
Now, we found out right before this tournament started that the Bundesliga team of the season players would be included on these rosters.
Yes.
Now, Goretzka is obviously a very popular choice.
Team of the
see him in a lot of these lineups.
Team of the season, Goretzka is probably the best team of the season midfielder that has been released so far in team of the season. Incredible stats, all stats over 80, including, I think it was 91 pace. You're going to see a lot of him. Maybe even off the bench, but I think a lot of people are going to try and start with him and surround him with a lot of icons to get full chemistry. So I think that's going to be one of the best players to watch, best midfielders to watch that is a new player included in this competition.
Well, if you're watching this stream, we have something special for you guys. Remember to link your EA Twitch accounts at ea.com/Twitch for a chance to earn a Twitch drop. Today's drops include Robin Van Persie, a FUT birthday card, 88 striker rated. Alexis Sanchez, I almost called him Alex. I don't know why I did that. Man of the match, 92. Got a ton of ultimate packs, and then a Patrick Kluivert icon, 91 striker.
As we're in Amsterdam.
Drops. Yeah, as you do.
Wait, Van Persie's from Feyenoord, right? So I don't think...
We're still here in the Netherlands.
Yeah. A lot of Ajax fans will be happy about that.
Dutch players. So make sure you guys do that. Link your EA Twitch accounts at ea.com/Twitch.
Interesting start to the game. I thought Mino did well possession-wise for the opening kind of 10 minutes, but now Tassari's just feeling his way into the game now and starting to keep possession on the edge of Mino's box. And it's a nice little touch there if he can get the ball through, but he's struggled to get it past that line of defence.
Oh, I thought that was a penalty.
How important is the first goal for you guys? Do you like scoring the first goal? I guess everybody would say yes to that, but does it rattle you if you give up the first one?
Depends on the timing of it.
Sure.
If you score it too early, sometimes it can change the way you play. You start to go too passive, and then it gives your guy more chance to come into it.
Sure.
But also, these games are 2 legs, don't forget, as well. So this is really, even when we get to half-time, we're only a quarter of the way through this particular tie. So, yeah, I mean, there's still so much time. 1 goal's definitely not enough to sit on. Even 2. We've seen huge comebacks before.
Yeah, no doubt. See Ruud Gullit, fan favorite in most Ultimate teams. Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm thinking if this was for the Champions League final, he would definitely win this game. Oh! What a hit off the crossbar.
Oh, it's gone for a corner, is it? Oh, he's had a shocker there. Why did he touch it? Okay. Tassari is getting close to breaking the deadlock here. And he's keeping the possession in the box. Ooh.
Definitely waiting for that run of support. Didn't get it there. Good defending from M. Mino.
Yeah, that was
Early changes here.
That was Sergio Ramos there with the block. I mean, I know we saw a lot of Sergio Ramos in the final that recently happened, but I think it was a safer tackle from Ramos.
Do you think they're going to include wrestling moves in FIFA 19 so that they can accommodate for Sergio Ramos' style of defending?
I mean, it could be an important update. It'd be very lifelike.
I think he's going to be an unlockable character in the EA UFC game, isn't he? Right. Well, Tassari hasn't broken the deadlock. He came very close, though, didn't he, with that crossbar hit. But Mino's surviving for now, but the ball is all around Mino's box. Unless he can counter here.
It definitely hasn't had too many meaningful touches in the attacking third. That's M. Mino. Had some possession, but still pretty far away from MS Tassari's goal.
Tassari's doing a great pressing job because every time Mino gets the ball, it looks like he hasn't got any options. That's why we're seeing him do a lot of switches in defence, but now he's got the ball on his right-hand side, going forward here. Neymar keeps it in, going up against his Brazilian compatriot Marcelo. Back to Messi. This is better from Mino, keeping the ball well. Neymar. R9 Ronaldo's a shot there.
Oh, deflection.
It's offside, though. It's not going to count.
Oh,
wow.
That was both unlucky and lucky at the same time.
And almost a little bit unfair because it felt like Tassari's had the run of play up to this point.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be really important for Mino to keep calm when he gets the ball because it doesn't look like he's going to get a great deal of it across this game.
Exactly, and he's playing 4-2-3-1, so you're going to expect to not have the better opportunities. You have to really make sure you use the possession you have like he did in the last play.
We've got to have a word with the ref, though. Why has he turned up in red for this game? He's had a shocker. He's had an absolute shocker.
Yeah, it's a 12 versus 11.
Tassari keeping the ball.
Start calling Tassari UEFA Tassari.
Ronaldo, also a good tackle, but he's done enough just there, Mino, to keep Tassari at bay. Now this is his chance to counter. This is going to be really important throughout this game, that Mino does something with each chance, creates an opportunity, because Tassari's starved him of possession for most of it, and he's giving it away there. Tassari could go back towards his box. Here's his Kyle Walker. Team of the season, Kyle Walker at right back. Is that the best right back now, showing your eyes in the game?
It definitely has to be. I mean, the pace is unreal. I think it's up to 96, I want to say. That's got to be a free kick. What a save from De Gea. I'm sure some people will also have the team of the season De Gea. But, yeah, Walker is definitely the best right back. I think you're going to see him in pretty much every team. I don't think there's another right back that they can go with. A lot of people look at the team season of Babu, which is a player from Young Boys in the Swiss League. Incredible stats. Some of the physical stats are even better than Kyle Walker's, but the agility is low. So,
do you think anyone will start him?
Oh, what a ball.
I'm sure one person.
What a ball.
I think at least one person will, maybe.
I'm shocked that Tassari hasn't scored yet. The amount of chances we've seen, there's been 2 or 3 really good ones. Normally you'd expect a goal. Is this first game nerves here?
I wouldn't say it's nerves at all. I think he's playing the way he wants to play. I feel like there's been a lot of heroic defending, last-ditch defending from M. Mino. And playing in real life, when you do enough of those plays, at some point, you can't make heroic plays every single time. So here we hit halftime, but I think at some point, MS Tassari is going to break through. He's going to score. Then it's just a matter of, is that going to lead into 3 or 4 goals? Is Mino going to put his head down, and that's going to lead into... So he's got to make sure he keeps it tight, because as you mentioned, this is a 2-legged affair.
Yeah.
Are you guys making any changes right now? Either side. If you're Amino, if you're Dasari, any kind of tactical changes? You're going to wait till maybe 30 to 40, or say 15 to 30 minutes in?
The only thing I'd question maybe is whether Mino's formation could be changed in order to try and use the ball a little bit better when he does get it. But, I mean, if he's chosen it, there must be a reason. He's known he's playing Dasari for a good few hours now. I think last night they found out who they're playing. So he's chosen to go with this one, and he now knows he's not going to get a lot of the ball. And Dasari could get a very early goal here. Interesting choice to cross it there. Would you have done that, Chu?
I know a lot of people would have, actually, because back post headers...
You're just tuning in for the first game of the FIFA 18 Global Series playoffs. MS Dasari is in the red. He is the reigning champion from the last tournament we had in Manchester. He's taking on M. Mino from France. He's had a very good run in Ligue 1, the Ligue 1. Good test, I think, for both players. Obviously, for M. Mino, this is the best of the best. Great save again from De Gea. Lots of great saves, lots of great defending. That's not necessarily what you want your game to be about. You're not going to go through the tournament very far, I think, if that's your hallmark. I mean, you got to have it, of course.
Well, if you look at that, 7 shots to Mino's 1 right now, Dasari will score. There's no way he's going to keep him at bay for over 2 games based on what I've seen so far. So Mino's going to have to score at some point. He can't get away with this for too much longer.
Oh, what a ball. There it is.
There you go. Right on cue.
Right on cue. No commentators curse there at all. And one thing Dasari does, I don't think a lot of people notice this, but Dasari always runs to the camera. He's very calm, but I know he likes to use that as a tactic to get in his opponent's head.
You think that makes a difference?
Oh, it makes such a difference.
You think? I guess if I was ready to rage quit and the guy was mugging the camera, I'd be a little upset too.
Weekend League, that tilts me 100%. But I'm sure, you know what actually tilts me even more is when they do the no celebration. I'm like, dude, just celebrate against me. It's okay.
That's amazing. So 1-0. Dasari is up over M. Mino in the French national team kits. Very clean French national team kits. Sergio Ramos, either love him or hate him, I think. But he's in most ultimate team starting 11s. Let's see how M. Mino responds. I think this is obviously very important.
Well, it's going to be an interesting response because I'm going to guess he could hold out. Unless he goes another goal down, I think he will hold out in this 4-2-3-1 just to stop the bleeding, I guess you would say, before the second leg. And then maybe in the second leg go to a different formation. But I could see him sticking to that formation at least until 2-0, if he does go 2-0 down.
But then what do you do? I mean, at some point, if you're just going to stay true to the formation you have and it's not working, when do you make that switch? Obviously, you say, oh, game 2 and all that, but game 2 could be 2 or 3-0 at that point. And now you're going to make the change? I think this is like the big challenge for a lot of these players is when do you let go of what got you to this point and try to be flexible and adapt to the player you're playing against?
Well, he's got a chance here if he can keep the ball for a little bit longer. Hullet versus Hullet. Hullet won. Found Ronaldo in the box. Oh, it's a massive tackle from Dasari there. Because this is the thing, even though he's not been as dominant in the game, if Mino can go up the other end and get a goal and make it 1-1 going into the second leg, it's anyone's game.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheeky back heel there from Marcelo. Marcelo to Messi. I don't know if I get used to that combo, actually.
Yeah. The 2 M's on the left-hand side. Yeah, we don't think we'll ever see that one in real life.
Hullet to Ronaldo. Good possession here. Talk about something that kills your spirit is when you giving up possession in your half and you're attacking third and then not being able to get out of it. Up to this point, I think MS Dasari's done very well trying to press and pin him in. It's made getting a rhythm for M. Mino a little bit more difficult.
Mino's still trying these switches a lot, which are very popular this year, but when you're 1 down, you haven't got as much time to play with. I think Mino's game plan right now is, you know what, keep the score respectable going into the second leg. 1 goal is really not a bad result, to be honest, against a player of Dasari's quality, and then hope to get one at some point.
I would say, though, back to your earlier point about switches being pretty popular in this game. Oh, what a ball. What a ball.
Oh, De Gea's his best player right now, isn't he, Mino?
When you switch the point of attack, you then have to play forward because that's where the gaps have been created because you've switched it. If you just switch it and then play backwards, all those gaps have disappeared.
Exactly. We saw a double switch.
You have to play forward. Yeah, you have to get in, you have to break the lines to actually shift defenders. And so you can't just switch it to switch it.
No double switch, people. Single switch.
I mean, these are pro tips, and these are for free. We're going to start charging you guys here in the future.
Messi. Marcelo.
This is better here from M. Mino.
Not too much urgency, because we talked about this is a 2-leg affair. Chance, though, if he can get the turn. Oh,
referee,
could have been
no
a penalty.
Call.
Not today.
Appreciate it. Ronaldo got right up. Wasn't looking for it. 15 minutes left here in leg one between Rogue MS Dasari and M. Mino. Dasari is in the red going from right to left, and M. Mino is in the white French national team jerseys going from left to right. Dasari is the reigning champion from Manchester, the last time we were all together here. So he's got to be one of the favorites, Chu. I don't even know if did he end up losing a game? Maybe he lost one.
He might have lost just a single one.
Just a single game. That's how dominant he was.
But this is the problem with this match here is I think Mino's giving him far too much respect, even though he is the reigning champion. But, oh, there you go. Deflected shot there. He might be giving him way too much respect. I mean, when you play a player like MS Dasari, you might get, I guess, not starstruck, but you know you're going up against one of the best players in the world, so you might get intimidated and go on the defensive. I'm hoping that on the second match, at least halfway through that match, that Mino switches things up from 4-2-3-1, maybe going with at least 4-3-1-2, something like that. Get two strikers up top and make something of this tie.
No, I think that's a real thing, being intimidated of your opponent, and I feel like Dasari probably knows that and probably can sense it in the first 15 or 20 minutes based on the type of tactics his opponent is coming with. How much would you play into it, Chu, assuming you were good?
Wow.
I walked myself right into that one. Assuming you were a good player.
No, I would definitely be intimidated. That's the thing. I think that's every time I play Weekend League, I do match up against a pro. I find myself going with two CDMs because I'm worried that I might land in some goals. But the funny thing is that if I switch to the formation that I always play, which is a 4-1-2-1-2 wide, I'm more comfortable and then I play better. So
with more confidence.
Yeah, more confidence and actually perform better. So ever since then, since I started noticing that in FIFA 17, every time I play a player that I know is better than me, I just go with my guns with the formation I know the best. But maybe that is 4-2-3-1 for Mino. Maybe he knows he can steal something from this.
Yeah, no question. I think to maybe contrast what you just said, Arsene Wenger got accused for years for not adapting, not changing formation. He just tried to stay true to Arsenal, how they played, as opposed to trying to adapt to the opponent or any new styles or formations. Like a back three, right? It took him forever to go to a back three. So it's interesting. You just have to know your playing style, what you're comfortable with. So that's it for game one. Goes to MS Dasari, 1-0. A little bit closer than I thought there, Spen.
If I'm Dasari after that game, I'm pretty annoyed right now because that last chance, particularly, Ronaldo took a really heavy touch. Not something you'd expect, maybe holding the sprint button for too long or just getting a little bit unlucky perhaps. But he should have probably used his advantage there to get 2-3 goals margin lead, which he hasn't done. So second leg, he needs to do it all again. But what he's done is he's given his opponent, Mino, a chance to regroup now and think, okay, how do I approach the second leg?
Sure. And it's kind of weird to think that Dasari won 1-0, was in complete control of the game, but yet we're still not happy with his performance. We feel like he's set the bar so high that we expect more from him. Yeah, Chu?
And he definitely expects more from himself, I'm sure. I mean, you could see him on the screen there. He looked a bit disappointed with himself.
I don't know how you saw that because he never changes facial reaction at all.
That's his disappointed face. Also his happy face.
No, his happy face is what I don't know if you saw in Manchester. He was blowing kisses to the fans. That's his happy face. And there you go. That's his happy face right there. But yeah, I could have gone. That could have been. He could have gone 4 goals there in that last match. So I think he's going to stay the same. He's going to go 4-4-2 again, which is what he was going with. If Mino does get a goal back, I think that he might switch to his 4-2-2 to get the wider players a bit further forward. So the next goal is very important in my opinion. If Mino gets it, you're going to see a switch up from Dasari. If Dasari gets it, I think Mino's going to switch off for 4-2-3-1, go with 2 strikers.
Well, if you're just joining us right now, we just had the first game. MS Dasari, the reigning champion from Manchester, beat M. Mino 1-0. We got leg 2 coming up. Now, you said the first goal, this next one's very important. Let's say, hypothetically, MS Dasari gives it up and it goes 1-1. Does that guy ever get rattled? Really?
To be fair, he shouldn't, because even if this went terribly wrong and he lost the whole thing, it's still only the first game. That's the brilliant thing about the Swiss format, is you've only got to win 4 of 7 games, 7 two-legged games. So there's no need to get rattled this early on. And to be honest, even if he did give a goal up, I think we're going to see him score. My prediction is that we're going to see Dasari score 3 or 4 in the second leg. And even if Mino gets some, I think he'll win comfortably.
Okay, and then M. Mino, he seems to be playing a bit conservative. Do we expect him to go a little more risky, let's say, in this one? Or if he doesn't from the start, at what point in the game, or when would you do it? Would you be at halftime if it's still 1-0, if it's close? When do you have to change and adapt to, like, all right, all-out attack? This is what we're going for. Of course, you're going to be vulnerable to the counterattacks, but To enlighten me. That's what I want you to enlighten us right now.
I could see him try to sneak one, like snatch a counterattack goal. I think counterattacks are very, very strong in FIFA 18. I think he's going to try and sneak one in the first half to even things up and then continue to frustrate Desari with that 4-2-3-1. If he does go behind, though, if Mino does go behind, then you'll see him switch it up. If not, I think he might switch it in halftime or by 60th minute.
Okay, now they look like to be using identical lineups, the same players. Do we expect any players to maybe change or any type of formation change?
You might bring on, I haven't seen any of their benches, but, some good team of season players just came out that are good super subs. Stamina goes down, so you can bring in the likes of team season Royce is a great super sub, great pace, great shooting, just to run at tired legs, and Marcelo or Kyle Walker. So maybe you see Salah as well. So I think you'll see one of those pacey forwards, Lozano, El Thanos, as I like to call him. He might come on and change the game because those forwards are very important around the 70th minute.
All right, and then Spencer, obviously you have a lot of experience playing as well. What would you do if you're M. Mino, you're down 1-0 against MS Desari, who obviously is a very terrific player?
It's difficult because it depends on his mindset. If he feels like Desari is not necessarily a superior player, but a very difficult player to get something against, he's got to potentially think about playing the kind of tactics you'll see in an international game between, a big giant of international football and a lesser country. But if his mindset isn't that, if his mindset is that he believes he's as good as him, then he has to play his own game and expect that it'll break him down eventually. But he hasn't been creating the chances. So you'd be stupid to ignore what happened in that first leg, which was a domination from MS Desari. He can't afford to give him those same amount of chances, because I'm telling you, if he has the same chances again, he'll score 3 or 4.
Well, if you guys want to join in on the conversation, use the hashtag FIFA eWorldCup, and of course, give a shout out to EA Sports FIFA. Make sure you tag them as well to join in on what we're saying and what you would do if M. Mino, or if you were M. Mino, you were in his spot playing against MS Desari.
Yeah, he probably would be losing like 10-0.
Oh, okay, easy. I'm not that bad. I'm not good, but I'm not that bad. Okay, game 2 now is about to start. So we'll see if we can identify any changes that these guys make right off the get-go.
Well, the new French kid, the different one, sorry.
MS Desari, again, staying in these red kits, going from left to right. And Mino is now in the home kits for the French national team in the blue, going from right to left.
If he can get a goal straight away now, early doors, whatever game plan Mino had is out the window, isn't it?
Exactly. I think this is a very important play right here. If he can keep Desari out, it's very important.
There it is.
There it is.
3 minutes into the game, MS Desari says, thank you very much. Thierry Henry, he scored the game winner in leg 1. This might be the game winner in leg 2. Good possession, found some gaps. It looked like, if we can see it, this is probably not the best angle, but the line of confrontation for M. Mino was pretty deep. He dropped off, and yet there were still gaps that Desari exploited.
He switched the ball quite nicely there, not aerially, but on the floor, from the right wing all the way to the top of the left top of the box. Really quick sort of straight passes, where some people probably would have gone forwards. He just kept going laterally until he had that opening. And yeah, it seems harsh on me to concede so early, but at the same time, the story of the game in general, I'm surprised Desari's not scored more.
I'll be honest, I think this is a good thing for Mino because now he has to come out of his shell. It stayed 1-0, he might have just stayed conservative, and now he has to try to go get a result in this game. And I think that's going to actually make it a better game for us neutrals. Maybe I'm just being biased for us neutrals.
No, I think he's got to come out. One or two things is going to happen here. I think more likely is that Desari's going to go a bit of a romp now, and the floodgates have been opened. Because he can play with a little bit more relaxation. He's not in a rush. He's not thinking, I need to get some goals. He's going to do what he's best at. Or Mino's going to, make some sort of comeback, but I just can't see it happening. Next goal's crucial.
I don't know if you guys saw that close control by Desari with R9 Ronaldo. That sauce was incredible. I wish I could play as good as this guy, but I can't. I get silver too.
Do you really?
Well, I play up to 12 games,
Oh, okay.
so that's usually the silver 2 bar. If I'll be honest, gold 1. I'm a gold 1 player. So.
That's fair.
I respect that.
Yeah, I can respect gold 1. One win away from elite.
Oh. Yeah, Desari's not playing with the same urgency now. He's just starving Mino of the ball, which is going to be a real problem for him. Because when he gets it, he can't afford to hesitate now. Mino has to go up the other end, which is going to force him to take risks. And MS Desari is very good at stopping you doing that. Very good at nicking the ball back off you super quick. It's almost like Barcelona in their pomp, versus under Pep. Not only were they so good with the ball, keeping possession, they get it back off you so quick. Same sort of thing that Klopp's been trying to get Liverpool to do, except he's forgot to coach Karius about that.
How long did this broadcast take to bring him up? Too soon.
I feel sorry for him. I do feel sorry for him, to be fair. There's going to be a lot of jokes about him for a number of years.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it ever goes away. That follows you for the rest of your life.
He needs some sort of redemption moment, doesn't he?
He does.
I mean, you can't redeem yourself from the bench, though. I think he's going to be on the bench for a long time.
Yeah, I think he needs to who knows? Liverpool are probably going to bring someone in, aren't they?
They were going to anyway, I feel like. So, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But Liverpool fans, you'll never walk alone, correct? So this was the guy on the field that was probably walking alone or feeling the most alone. So we'll see, how much the supporters really get behind him and try to have his back.
See, this is the change exactly I was talking about. 4-3-1-2 is what I was expecting him to switch to. He's got to get two strikers up top because, 2-0 down, you're not going to get 2 goals back quickly with 4-2-3-1. That's just one striker. So you can see with the 2 Ronaldos, he's got that new Neymar, who's got that nice jacket on the card, the POTY Neymar, best-looking card out there at Cam. And then I think with his usual 3 midfielders with the 2 icons, Vieira and Hullet. So let's see what happens here.
Still defensive, though. Do you think he might switch that?
I think it's defensive just to keep the midfielders in place, not necessarily to be defensive. But I think when you do 4-3-1-2, you switch to defensive, it just keeps those midfielders from pushing forward too much. So basically to stop counterattacks.
This is already better, going forward. He's keeping it a little bit more vim and vigour in his approach. Nice. If he can get a goal now, this game goes wide open.
Exactly. You saw, again, that was a better attack because he's got another striker to play off of and make quick passes. Quick passes are what FIFA 18 is all about. Very quick 1-2s. With 4-2-3-1, he obviously couldn't do that because his lone striker has to wait for the cam to push up to do a 1-2. So I think he could possibly get a goal definitely by the end of the game. Maybe 2. But I think you'll see a very different Mino right now.
Yeah, it looks like it already creates some triangles.
Yeah.
Which are really important with regard to support.
Sorry scores now, though. It's just done, isn't it? It's done because there's no way he's going to come back from 3. Mino has to get the next goal. I think Desari knows that. And he might punish him here. It's a good tackle.
Good defending by Sergio Ramos.
See, this is the toughest part of FIFA for me is at 2-0. It's kind of tough because you don't know whether to, go for it or hold back. So you kind of are caught in this state of limbo where you're not too sure what to do. And then as soon as your opponent gets 1 back, you get nervous. And then when you concede 1, you are probably going to concede 2. So like Spencer was saying, Desari must get this next goal if he wants to see this out. Because if Mino gets the next one, I think you're looking at 2-2 at some point.
Chance here on the break. He's given Desari a little bit too much time to get his defenders back because I think he had a chance to counter. He had a bit of a numerical advantage, but then the Desari defence was allowed time to regroup.
That's 3 or 4 times now that Mino's given up a ball that I don't feel like he should have. That's leading to a break and more possession for Emis Desari.
I mean, we talked about it. There's loads of different ways you can qualify for the
what a ball.
Could be over. There it is.
Oh, it is.
That is it. There's no way.
That's it. It's done. It's finished. We're calling it here. All 3 goals scored by Thierry Henry. Desari in complete control. Mino, thanks for coming. Game 1, I think, is over for you. You might want to start concentrating on the next one and what you're going to do different in that. I mean, I feel like this is a good time to maybe try some different tactics.
Desari's great at that pass he played there. The first goal came from the same thing. It was on the right of the box. When the defenders come and press the guy with the ball, is the outside run, finds him with a through ball, finish across the keeper.
Because you force that outside midfielder or winger to track back. And it's usually not there.
Exactly. That's the beauty of the 4-4-2 and having those 2 wide men. I mean, you give up some midfield defensive structure with only just 2 CMs who are just not necessarily defensive or attacking, but you get that extra winger. And if you have someone like Henry, prime Henry, 93 rated on the wing, he's going to cut in at that last moment when you have your 2 SDs in the box doing the build-up play. And Desari's a master at that, as you can see.
Do you think things, because you can have player instructions, there's got to be a goal here. He's
no.
Finish up. Yeah, player instructions like drift wide or cut inside. Does that make a difference there? Has he got Henry on cutting inside, do you think, for that run?
He probably has him on, I would say, get in behind. I'm not 100% sure if the the RM and the LM on a 4-4-2, have that get him behind, but that would be the right instruction to put if that was available.
Yeah.
Great set piece there from Mino. Definitely looked like he had practiced that one. Unlucky. I think that was De Gea's first save. Over these two legs, that was a meaningful save. Otherwise, Desari has not been troubled too much. And is that the best thing for him, to play a competitor that maybe didn't push him all that much in the first game?
Well, we finished the last event with a Desari game. We started this one with a Desari game.
That's true.
He'll be hoping we finish this one with a Desari game if he gets all the way to the final. I mean, he's looking very dominant. It's too early to say whether he's a favourite again, but he's certainly on most people's list, and that's a massive save. If you're going to put any negatives on Desari from this match, you'd say his finishing's not been exemplary.
It's been rusty, yes.
Yeah. But this is the best sort of game to get that out of the way because it's not needed it to be.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. I still think he's got that sauce for this match. I mean, he's looking clean. It's just that finishing we're talking about. But other than that, I mean, the control he's putting on this game is incredible. Desari is back. He wants to take that trophy home, and he wants to go to the E-World Cup.
That smile.
And now he's smiling.
Smile.
He knows.
Paying attention to another game now.
So sorry, what's up, man? How you doing?
There he is. Hey, give us a wave.
That is a cool customer.
That is very cool.
See, that is his happy face. I told you, man.
It's nice to see him smile there and get out of the super concentration mode. Now, we know what Desari could get out of this. Maybe cleaner finishing. The only note we could really give him. What does Mino take away from this loss? What can he do to help build on his, let's say, performance moving forward?
On paper, he's been given the hardest first game. And he knows in his second game he's going to play someone that's also lost, based on him not making a comeback here, which I think is unlikely, okay? So he's going to play someone that's also lost. So straight away, you've got to get any kind of thought in your head about, I'm on a bad run, I've lost my first game. Unlike a normal group stage, where you play against potentially someone who's also won, and you've got to get a result, he's on level terms with the guy who's played. In fact, you could say he will be the favourite, because he lost to one of the best players in the tournament. That might not be the case for the person he's up against. So don't dwell on it. Don't think, I'm not going to do it, I'm not good enough. We've seen loads of people go the distance and win events after losing multiple games in the Swiss format.
Exactly, and a lot of people don't realize that FIFA esports is not really about you versus your competitor. It's mainly about you versus yourself and how you can control your emotions in any situation, even coming off a loss. Oh my goodness. Desari, you need to stop this. He's got that Prime R9. The Prime R9 is ready for Amsterdam.
We know he was listening to us, and he heard us mugging off his finishing. He's just done a nice little 5-star weak foot, left foot finish across the keeper. Cheeky. 4-4-2 now.
Yeah,
okay.
Mino's going to go 4-4-2. I mean, this is the last chance he's going to have of getting something back from this game. He's going to put that 97 Neymar on the left. He's going to go with Pele, probably the prime 98 Cam on the right side. And hopefully he can get something out of this.
It's a good look there at Mino. Coming out of the pause. Trying to make a few things happen. Not sure if anything's going to happen. Down 4-0, but I'm sure it would be nice to at least get a goal. To say, hey, I didn't beat the reigning champion from Manchester, but I did score on him. Because if I was playing against Desari, that's all I'd be talking about. I put 2 past him. Come talk to me. I put 2 past the reigning champion of Manchester.
Pele is entering the fray. What can he do? You know, what interests me about this is, we talked about it earlier, how many different ways there are for players to qualify for this event. So many different ways, more than ever. You know, you've had the Champions Cups in Barcelona and Manchester. We've had the E-Club World Cup last week in Paris. Different format entirely, a 2-man team format. We've had the official league partners. We've had the third-party events such as the Gfinity Elite Series. And, of course, we've had the last chance qualifier. That is the one event that quite a lot of people qualified from, which doesn't mean you've actually played a lot of potentially LAN events like this. So, but some of them have, don't get me wrong. But some of the guys coming through those last chance qualifiers, they might not have been used to this scenario. And this scenario is such a step up from playing at home, isn't it?
Exactly. It's going to be a huge step up, environment, so they know what to do at when the big stage is here. Like a player like Dito, who's been around at so many LAN events. So for the last chance weekend, guys, they're going to be a bit intimidated because, again, these are the guys that they usually learn from. They're playing against the guys that they watch on YouTube, on stream sometimes. But either way, any experience is good experience. I think they'll try to get as much out of this as possible. I think they'll still try to be as competitive as possible, and hopefully they can make it through. But it's going to be a very tough event for them.
Well, for everybody at home that's enjoying this game between Desari and Mino.
Are you kidding me?
He still can't find the back of the net. We're in leg 2. Desari is up 4-0 in incomplete control. Mino still trying to get a goal. You guys can link your Twitch accounts with your EA account at ea.com/Twitch for a chance to earn a Twitch drop. And today's drops include Robin Van Persie, Alexis Sanchez, Patrick Kluivert Icon, a ton of Ultimate Packs. It's all going down. So make sure you guys do that so you have the opportunity to win. What a clearance off the line. 20 minutes left here in leg 2. Sorry, looks to be going 1-0.
We've seen 4 goals. We could have easily seen 10. Easily. I mean, that last chance for Mino, not only would I have backed him to score the first chance, then he got the rebound. I was like, it's definitely going in. To not score from either of them, it's criminal.
Yeah, I think my note for Amino is just to try to figure out a way to have more meaningful possession in the attacking half. And then when you get there, not to just give balls away cheaply like we see here. It's got to kill your confidence when you feel like you're about to get into a rhythm in the game. 2 or 3 passes, and then all of a sudden you just give an errant pass, and then you're back to defending.
And we're going to see a pulse from Desari. I don't know if he's going to switch things up, go a bit more defensive, close it out, keep that lead intact. I don't think he's got too much to worry about because he just put in another goal.
So cheeky.
With that R9 in that top 100 kit, so you know he's legit. Man.
Desari's so good, I feel like it's creating just enough space to get a shot off. Because there, it didn't really look like he had too much of an angle, but it goes through the defender's legs, finds the corner. Now he's up 5-0. I just think it's a subtle skill, a nuance that takes practice and practice and practice.
Yeah, it's all about your first touch sometimes. I know I was watching a #Boris tutorial a long time ago at the start of the game, and it's very important, when your striker gets that touch, you can kind of direct the next touch he's going to take, the first touch he's going to take, using your control, your left stick, to make some space. So if you see a defender coming from one side, you can direct your first touch away to get that space. And with R9, that's all you really need.
Okay, so this leads me to my next question. If you're watching this and you get Emis Desari next, let's say, and you have the chance to scout him a little bit, how do you defend how he plays? This game's out of hand, so we're pretty much done talking about kind of the play. I really want to know how you defend a player as talented as Emis Desari.
Well, I mean, first of all, they won't be watching it because they'll be playing.
That's true. All right.
So they won't get a chance.
I should have put hypothetical.
They might hear the score, though, right? They might hear that he's had a 5-0 win or whatever this ends up. I do hope Mino gets a goal, but it's looking difficult for him. It's difficult, man. It's difficult, but they've known that going into today. If they come up against Emis Desari, he does create a lot of chances. The thing that I'd say is don't dwell on the result now. It's much better to peak later on in the tournament. Surely not. Like, if you lose to Emis Desari here, you might set yourself up for a great redemption rematch in the semi-final or the final. So learn from it. The players that really back themselves.
So, but what do you learn from this? How would you defend Desari different the second time you played him? I guess that's where I'm trying to get.
Do you want the harsh answer? Or would you want
I do.
Okay, the harsh answer is I don't think Mino's as good as him.
No, I know that.
So I don't think, if you're talking about Mino here, I don't think that he can beat him. That's what I'm saying.
No, okay, so let's leave Mino out of it. Let's say that it's just another player. How do you defend Desari overall, generally?
Well, I would say you have to fight fire with fire. I don't think you can sit back with Desari necessarily unless defending is your number one skill. I think maybe you go 4-1-2 and 2 wide because he's going to use 4-4-2. You know Desari's going to use 4-4-2. He's going to have those wide men. You need to stop those wide men from getting into attack. You saw all those goals coming from Henri's side. So maybe 4-1-2 and 2, you put some strong CMs on the side. On the left side and the right side.
That's a work of art. There's 20 passes there before he finds himself wide open with Marco Reus.
He said it was going to happen second game.
Yeah.
He said he was going to score 4 or 5. You could tell enough from that first match, This
Once
is
he
where
splits the lines.
We saw more of this in previous one-leg tournaments where you could get a shock result even if you didn't deserve it. Really, over 2 legs, we should see the rightful winner come out more. And what we've seen is 2 very different score lines, but 2 very similar performances in terms of one player being dominant.
Yeah.
That's why I like 2 legs, because it usually means the right player wins.
So if I'm picking up what you guys are putting down, everybody should be taking notes at home about how to play from Desari. Because, he's clearly playing a style that's very effective.
Yeah, he's playing amazing. I mean, he also brought on that one substitute I was talking about, that 96 team of the season Royce, that brings you that extra attacking edge. Royce, of course, the pack cover star for FIFA 17, so he's showing us that he's still good in FIFA, so it's also about the substitutes you make, and I think he made definitely a right sub. I would suggest to people, you have some great team of season players that you've picked up from those SBCs. Hopefully you get somebody like Royce that can change the game for you as well. I saw team of season Insignia is also a good one to put up on the bench to make an effect.
I mean, the thing there is Mino's not scored. I know that it was game over way before that. But
Sure.
he had some chances. He had probably, if you looked at the amount of chances both teams had, based on a kind of probability, you should say that if Emerson Tasari scored whatever he scored, there's 7 or whatever, 6, Mino should have scored 2 or 3. Because he had the chances, but he didn't.
Do you feel like there's any silver linings then for Mino? Because as a competitor, obviously you want to judge yourself and you want to say, hey, I did this well, so you take some confidence from that, and I didn't do so well here.
Well,
is there anything on the good side that he can be like,
okay,
I survived against Tasari? I didn't lose by 10, I lost by 5.
On the good side,
6.
you'd say first goal for him should be getting out the groups, and then obviously to the last 16.
Sure.
Don't think about winning the whole thing just yet.
Yeah.
Think about getting to the last 16, and there's still plenty of time for him to do it. He's already played arguably the hardest person to play based on the last event. So now, no game, unless he plays them again, theoretically should be as hard as that. That's the silver lining. He's gone to the worst, and now he's just got to build his way back up to his best.
And then Tasari, I think the only note we really have for him is not good finishing in leg 1, because he was in absolute total control of leg 2. We're going to see some highlights coming up really quick of this performance, which was very one-sided, even though we felt like, or at least we were hoping, that Mino would be a little bit of a tougher opponent for him. We'll take a look here. That's one of those plays that you talked about, Chu. Walk us through why that's such a good play.
Again, that's that 4-4-2. Henry coming in from the wide spot. If you see that run, press triangle, and he'll get it.
Here we go. Henry had scored the first 3 goals. Then we see R9 Ronaldo getting in there.
That goal went in whilst Mino had a pause cued as well, so you knew he wanted to change something. That's the worst time to concede, because you know your opponent wants to change something. If you can get a goal in at that moment, you're messing with his mind, because whatever strategy he was going to implement might not be still applicable, but he's still got the pause cued, so he's going to have to do something.
All right, well, if you're just joining us, the reigning champion from Manchester, MS Tasari, easily just beat M. Mino 6-0. Completely dominant performance. And in fact, if you want to see more about what happened in Manchester, check out this recap.
In sport, like in life, things don't always go as planned.
What?
The odds-on favourite doesn't always take home the trophy. Sometimes the favourite doesn't even make it past the first round. Competitive FIFA sees this just as much, if not more often, than most high-profile competitions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Manchester. This is the FUT18 Champions Cup 2.
If you love football, you love FIFA, you're in the right place for one of the biggest games of FIFA today.
Leading to the FUT Champions Cup Manchester, the question was, will chaos continue to reign? Or will some order be restored as one of the favourites is finally crowned champion?
This man loves a goal. Is he going to be able to do it here again? He's going to be able to replicate the same performance in Barcelona.
But every fairy tale must come to an end. The bracket faced F2 Tex in the round of 16 with newcomer Remy Martin, the LA-based competitor.
No.
Remy Martin pulled ahead in the end to produce a 6-4 upset and send F2 Tex packing before the final day of the tournament. Now, #Derby put the English in Manchester.
It's a win-win for us because someone's going through. Whoever wins this game is in the knockout.
Chance, that's a good goal. There we go.
They want to win, but in a humane way.
That's a massive
I can't believe he's missed that.
Have you missed that?
All very, very tight here.
The English affair made Harry victorious. The bragging rights were being earned by competitors from further places.
It feels so good to have my friends around here. They are always supporting me on the backstage and here too.
Manchester saw America's time to shine.
There we go, Zizinho has triumphed between the two.
In a sport heavily dominated by Europeans, successful players from any other continent tend to be outliers.
Ronaldo inside, what a save, David Ayer on the rebound. Nicholas is still unbeaten in the competition. We've beaten Siam, Dito, Marv, Dami, Stranger. He has not lost a game. Ronaldo, oh surely this concludes this game now, Llanos, Ronaldo! The Colombian continues to dominate here in Manchester. Goes for the shot, it lands for Ronaldo, he can't find the back of the net, Gorilla's panicking!
Representing North America, Goal Machine takes down Gorilla.
Nicholas Razek's not just been beating people, he's been destroying people.
And the patience could be working for him. Surely a goal. It's fair to say Hiroshi's going to struggle to come back now.
Let's go!
2 events, 2 times in the console's final. Rasik has shown unprecedented consistency in his performance, making him a strong candidate for the playoffs. Recent history has not been kind to the reigning FUT champions. There is no real proven equation in terms of number of games or goals that gives a champion a chance to repeat.
How do you beat someone like Desari? Because he looks unbeatable to me.
He then knocked out Remy Martin. Nobody really has stood any chance against Desari.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That is superb. Stay composed on that left foot, Messi.
No one really has gave MS Desari that hard of a challenger.
Maybe we're seeing the MS Desari from last year again. He's trying to find that ball. He's got a bit of space for Pele!
That's what makes MS Dosari so special, as the Saudi Arabian is the first FUT champion to repeat title.
So there he was, MS Desari. Almost looked like he threw that trophy out of his hands. I'm glad he caught it and didn't hit him in the head. That was a great piece from Manchester, a great recap. Now we're going to take a look, though, at MS Desari's first game against Mino, the one we just called 6-0 demolition for MS Desari. Is that the way you want to start? I think I just answered my own question.
No, I'm not sure.
Nah, yeah, but I just feel like sometimes you need to get out the jitters by playing a tougher opponent. Do you want your toughest opponent in the first game so you can kind of just ease into? No, you want the easy one?
No,
the walkover?
I want to warm up, get things going, and I guess get me prepared for the next couple.
I'm glad you said warm up, by the way, because that's what it felt like for MS Desari.
Yeah, it was a walk in the park, really, wasn't it? The first leg was interesting. He kept him at bay for quite a while, but ultimately the result looked inevitable once it went 2-0, didn't it?
Right, and then back to Manchester.
Yeah.
Let's talk about maybe some other players that did well there, like Janusz. Okay, he was undefeated in the group stages, but then lost in the round of 16. Do you feel like he's a favorite in this one?
I think we've got to look at him. We've got to consider him. He's been around for a while. I've seen him in a number of tournaments over a number of years. He came close, but didn't ultimately get to where he wanted to in terms of winning the event in Manchester. So he's going to be hungry.
Yes.
That's almost the best way to be, I'd say. Like, in terms of, because we don't see that many, it was mentioned there in the voiceover, we don't see the reigning champs always come and perform at the next event. Almost the best you can have going into a big event is to just miss out on winning, because it means you're on good form, but you've still got the hunger.
Sure.
And I think that he falls into that category.
Yeah, I mean, he's been on the scene for a long time. He finished second in the 2011 FIFA Interactive World Cup, so he knows how to handle the ups and downs. He said he was a little unfortunate. I got a chance to talk to him before the tournament because he lost 3-2 two-goal machine in Manchester. He's like, it happens. I was like, that's it? I feel like everybody else is so highly emotional. For him to be that steady, I think is a testament to a strong personality.
Yeah, he definitely has a strong personality, especially since he has been in the scene for so long. But can we talk about my man, Goal Machine?
Okay, let's talk about him. I just set you up perfect for that.
Thank you so much for that. Goal Machine from Canada, from Toronto, where I live currently. I mean, he did us proud. He took out, Gorilla, of course, which is incredible. Took out some big names in that tournament. And hopefully he does the same here because I want to see some drama. I don't know about you guys. I don't like the usual stuff. I like to see some upsets, big upsets. I think a lot of the North American guys will be capable of that. The likes of PSG Fiddle as well. Remy Martin is here as well. And over on the PlayStation side, you have the likes of like NYC, FC Chris. So I'm looking forward to those guys playing.
All right, so one game is down, one matchup that is in the Swiss round format, but many more are left to go. So come back and join us right after this break.
The FIFA 18 Global Series is brought to you in part by Kiwi, by Coca-Cola Gaming, and by Turtle Beach.
Chip? Welcome back, everyone, to Amsterdam for, let's see, round one of the Swiss format of the FIFA 18 Global Series playoffs. I'm excited to be here. I got Chuboy and Spencer Owen here with me. Guys, one game down. We called it MS Dasari, the reigning champion from Manchester, won 6-0 over M. Mino. Complete and utter domination from him. To be expected, though, Chu? Yeah, I mean, did you expect anything less from this guy?
I mean, it's definitely expected. Reigning champion coming back, still on form. He's got a new backing with Rogue, so he's going to make them proud. He's going to show them that they signed the right man.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Spencer, we talked about this a little bit off camera. Changing your sponsor, it can have an impact on you, right? He started Falcon, then he left. His partner, the Royal, is here. We actually lost in game one, and we'll get into that in a sec. But now Dasari is with Rogue, and there's expectation there. In a different way, because Falcon was his in some ways, and now he has to please other people.
To be fair to them, their whole MO when starting Falcon, they said like they sort of didn't have the opportunities coming they thought they should get. Being in Saudi Arabia, they thought, well, why not join up and make a team? I don't know for sure whether their long-term plan was to stay with Falcon or to use it to get on the radar. It helped them play in tournaments like the Club World Cup last week, which they did fantastic. So it could have been what he was angling for the whole time, in which case he might be, well, I'm sure he's buzzing to be with Rogue. It's a fantastic opportunity for him. But, yeah, he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that's going to crumble under pressure, Dasari. He's very cool, calm, collected. So I think he'll just be maybe even more of a something that people should be intimidated by. Now he's got the team backing of Rogue.
Now, given how well he did, can anybody push him in this tournament? I mean, he dominated in Manchester. He dominated in game one here. What do you think, Chu?
I mean, I think once you get to the other games, you're going to see some tougher opponents. We see Dasari's stats here. It's 20 shots to 5, 19 shots on goal.
This is just the evidence of how dominant he was.
So, I mean, he's dominant, but again, there's some incredible Xbox players here. You're going to see the likes of Rapsu, Gorilla, you name it. So I don't think this is going to be, it's not going to be, every match is definitely not going to be like this. I think he's going to have some tougher opponents to come.
He will, but not in this next round, because there were some big losses, some big names. Our stat man over here, Spencer Owen. Give us some of these names, because I think there's a lot of familiar ones.
Okay, you want names of people that have lost games?
Yes.
Obviously, half the people lost, 32 players, but we're just going to call out some that people at home might be particularly interested to hear. Hashtag Harry.
Whoa.
His first game.
That was Chuboy jinxed him. Started the show, Chu was like, I'm going with hashtag Harry. He's going to do it. He's going to be the serious one, the light one. Didn't matter. He lost his first game.
It doesn't stop with Harry. F2 Tex.
Whoa, F2
also
Tex.
lost his first game. Ajax Danny playing a home soil.
Wow. That's a surprise.
We're a
That's
stone's throw away from the Ajax stadium as well. PSG Dax lost. West Ham's player Jambu lost. The Falcon Royal, Dasari's partner, or old partner, lost. LP Dragon lost.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some of the big losses. In terms of score lines, got some big score lines for you.
Okay.
Sakal won 10-3 against Schwenker.
Wow.
Enrasic won 10-2 against
good way to start.
Rebel from Makers. Hashtag Ryan won 10-5 against Seymour from Sydney, who's, I believe, the A-League champion. Some big results in there. Footwiz Dubsy scored 10 goals as well against Felipe from Brazil, 10-4. I mean, there's some massive score lines, to be fair.
So we have the opportunity of potentially seeing some tasty 0-1 matchups.
I think I've got them. Do you want to hear them?
Yeah, I do want to hear them.
Okay, so there's lots of different matchups in here.
Statman Spencer over here. I love it.
Okay, so these are some losing games. Hashtag Harry's playing Makers, Ribera Rebel. Hashtag Ryan playing Enrasic.
Oh, that's a great one.
Sakal, who scored 10 goals, is playing MS Dasari. That's a great game.
That's a good one, too.
We've got Ajax Joey versus VfB Marla.
Can we vote for this? Can we make that happen? Here we take a look at the 32 players that have lost. Some of the names that Spencer just mentioned. Look at those. Incredible. Hashtag Harry, for me, very surprising, loses the first one. F2 Tex hasn't matched his performance when he won the whole tournament in Barcelona. Maybe there's a little bit of pressure. Maybe people now scout him and know how he plays. He's more of a known quantity. You got Dari. I'm surprised that IX Danny is out. Or not out, but he lost his first game.
Yeah.
I mean, you're here at IX's stadium. All of your people are here. I feel like that plays into it.
Always surprised though, because I don't want to throw the guy under the bus, but he's not had a great year compared to last year. Last year was much more dominant, don't you think, Danny?
Danny, last year was definitely his year in FIFA 17, so he's been bouncing back. I know he made that incredible comeback to win the Eredivisie. I don't know if you saw it, but it was probably one of the sickest comebacks I've ever seen in FIFA. He's building up steam. I think in the latter matches he could come better, but, you know, he'll definitely not want to disappoint his hometown crowd.
Well, I've got some good news for you guys and for everybody at home. The next game that we're going to watch, Enrasic versus #Ryan. It is going down. That is going to be a fantastic matchup. All of you guys at home, if you want to join in on the conversation, make sure you join us at FIFA E World Cup. That's the hashtag, and then tag EA Sports FIFA on that as well. We want to hear from you. We want to read your comments on air. You can be part of the stream. Okay, guys. Enrasic, #Ryan. I'm putting you on the spot, the hot seat. Who do you like in this one?
I mean...
Wait. No. Press pause. What were the score lines again for those two guys?
Okay.
Because Enrasic scored 10 goals, right?
They both scored 10 goals. Enrasic won 10-2.
This is going to be a barn burner.
Enrasic won 10-2, Ryan won 10-5. So Ryan did concede quite a few more.
Okay. But who are their opponents, just to catch me up?
Okay, yeah, to their opponents.
That might change, you know.
Enrasic played Makers Ribera Rebel.
Okay, solid player.
Ryan played Seymour 96, who was the A-League champ.
So those are two good opponents.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's good, aren't they?
That's true. You don't get to this point in the whole process.
It's not even just this game. There's games I didn't tell you about, like Hirosia versus Gorilla. It's a massive game. Janos versus Dubsy.
Yeah, very good.
So literally, we're never going to have dull games in this tournament.
That's true.
There's so many good players.
Okay, let's circle this back to Chu. Now I'm putting you on the spot. Now you got some stats. You're fresh with some info. Who do you like in this one? You can't pick friends. I want you as unbiased as possible.
And that's the thing. Yeah, Ryan is a friend of mine. You know, I'm a big fan of Ryan. Rasic is probably one of the best line players out here. I mean, we've seen it so far in FIFA 18. I think he's been to 2 console finals already in these 2 Global Series matches.
So he's close. Events. He's been close.
But, you know, when it comes time to a LAN event, he turns it on. He switches any kind of nerves off, and he goes far. So I would say he has the edge in this one.
All right, and then I know you're going to try to stay unbiased. #Ryan.
Yeah, I mean,
obvious bias choice for you, but Enrasic's a great player.
I agree with everything Chu said. Enrasic knocked Gorilla out, right, in Barcelona. So you can't sleep on this guy. He's a fantastic player. I think it's a really good matchup. I genuinely do. And if we weren't watching it and I was to look down at the end of the game and see that either of them won, I wouldn't be surprised either way. Obviously, I'm going to back my guy, #Ryan. But, yeah, don't be surprised if Enrasic comes out with a massive performance.
So what are the qualities, then, that make Ryan so special? Why did you want to sign him? Because I feel like there's some subtlety and nuance as to why you want to choose somebody for your team.
Well, Ryan, first time I saw him playing in real life was the World Championships last year, the FIWC. And he was a very cool customer. You know, it was his first ever event. He'd only been trying to play competitive FIFA for a couple of months at that point. So real raw talent was the first thing that attracted me to him. Also, just a really nice personality, very grounded guy. He's a university student currently. He got a scholarship for real-life football in his 6th form when he was at school. So very, intelligent guy.
So
he's actually got
a good understanding of the game.
Interesting fact, literally under his desk right now, he's got his textbook, because the day he gets back from this, he's got a university exam.
Wow, I've got 2 daughters. It makes me want to...
He's revising
marry
in
one of
between
them.
games.
He's got his stuff together. Well, not only that, he did some tips and tricks for us. So check out #Ryan with this very, very special, let's say, keys to how to be better.
Hey everyone, my name's Ryan and I'm a professional FIFA esports player for #United, and today I'm going to be walking through different types of techniques while attacking on FIFA. So let's get into it. So as you can see, I've got the ball in my keeper's hands. It's usually seen as a defensive position, but if you wait around your box and do a driven kick towards the touchlines of the field, you'll notice how the opposition defense step up. And look at this, it leaves a massive gap in behind, so pretty much it's a guaranteed way to get in behind and have the opportunity to score. People expect you to throw the ball short or to a man that's spare, usually on the wing or maybe in the center of the field. They'll be running forwards, and as they're running forwards, because you've kicked the ball, the cursor would switch onto their defender, and they don't expect the big kick downfield, so as they're pushing forward, there's more space in behind to get that goal. Thank you very much for watching. I'm #Ryan from #United, and those are my tips and tricks for attacking on FIFA 18.
I'm actually pretty jealous of everybody at home because you got to listen to what Ryan had to say. I was busy writing notes, but we're here talking about what we're going to talk about next. So I'm going to have to watch that later is what I'm trying to say. Now, #Ryan gave some good tips there. With regard to attacking in particular, what are your tips, Chu? Because I know this is your space. I want to play to your strengths, my friend.
In terms of tips, I say trade a lot in Ultimate Team and buy any of the 99 Ronaldos.
Yeah, I could have told them that.
Very simple.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
Is that simple?
Yeah, simple.
All right.
Incredibly simple.
Okay, so I'm going to do that as well. Let me get my pen out and start taking some notes.
If you have some spare coins, Prime R9.
Okay.
You know, if you have some casual spare coins.
Now, if you play 2 up top, who are your 2 for sure have to have it?
100%.
Let's say, okay, that's perfect world stuff, right? Having the top guys. But maybe who are 2 that are more reasonably priced that you think are a good connection and have good team chemistry?
The new 92 team of season, Heung-min Son, he could do anything. Absolutely anything. Finesse shots, long shots, low driven finesses. I think I actually keep count of this. I've had 20 one-on-ones with the keeper in FUT Champions and Weekend League. He's only missed 2 one-on-ones.
Sounds a lot like me when I used to be a player. Now, Spencer, are there any combinations of players that you like, either attacking or anywhere else on the field?
Well, it's a really good point you raised because I think some people at home might watch these tournaments and think, oh, I'm never going to get the players these guys have got. Right, let's remember, every single person in this room is being given these accounts that have every player on. They don't necessarily have them at home. Tex is a great example. When Tex qualified for Barcelona, the event that he ended up winning, he qualified with a team that was very, very affordable. Very affordable. So that's the best advice we can give people at home right now is actually...
And he stuck with that team throughout the tournament.
In many ways he did, yeah. In many ways he did. So I think the players that are affordable, for example, okay, obviously at this point in the year there's loads of special guys that have come out, but at the start of the year, people that stayed in my team for a long time that I packed in the first few days of getting FIFA 18 were people like Normal Mkhitaryan. I'd start with a 4-3-3, but then I'd switch in game to a 4-1-2-1-2 and I'd put him in cam. 5-star weak foot. I kept him in there for hundreds of games. Normal Valencia at right back, so solid for me. You know, these are the players I think that if you're watching at home and you're on a budget, that can be good for you and get you to the point where maybe you're qualifying for things and then you unlock the real talent.
Now, because you're, let's say, a coach in some capacity with your #team, and we have #Ryan coming up, I'm kind of curious, and I think this is more, let's say, overall for most coaches. How much input do you have on his player selections or what he chooses to do or how he chooses to play? Do you do any homework on him and be like, hey, man, you got to pick your game up, or you just kind of wait to see how the results come out and then make your input or give him your notes? You're speaking for everybody now. For anybody that's got a team or got a coach, I'm letting you speak for them right now.
When it works really well, it's all down to me. No, the truth is, like, I'd actually say these guys obviously all play at a much higher level than I do. We've got a really strong team mentality at #. So, for example, when we're in the HQ and everyone's playing together, they're in this environment where they're able to learn from each other. And literally during qualifying, for example, Harry and Ryan are sitting next to each other, seeing players they're using, asking, oh, what's he like? Is he good? Oh, yeah, he's really good. You've got to try him. So it's almost like self-regulated in that way.
And I think that's the benefit of being a part of a team. Because you can have that communication. There is that instant respect that you have and rapport that we're trying to help each other. Now, obviously, if you face each other in a tournament, that's something else. But up to that point...
Yeah, right. we saw them play each other last tournament. It's not just as simple as that, though. It's a bit of a generalization. Like, you know, not every character is going to fit in that environment. Because this is... We come from a football background, so we're used to team play and team mentality.
Sure.
This is still very much a solo event, with the exception of things like the Club World Cup last week. Some players don't play well with others.
Yeah.
Right? And that environment's not going to work.
Well, I was part of teams for years, and just because you're part of a team sport doesn't necessarily make you a team player. So, yeah, I've learned that even though there's 11 guys or 18 guys or 25 guys in a changing room, there's always a few that are just worried about themselves. So that's pretty ubiquitous throughout any sport, I would say. And here we take a look now. The game is about to start. Rasic versus #Ryan. Any changes? See Goretzka starting in there, too.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you saw Rasic's team looking very nice. He went with that straight 4-1-2-1-2. I saw that new team of the season, Royce, at LCM.
Wow.
He went starting with that. So, I mean, he is from Germany as well as Rasic, so I'm sure Rasic is feeling that home country pride. I want to see Royce get some goals. Let's see what happens.
All right, here we go. Round 2 of the Swiss format. #Ryan from left to right in the purple #kits. And from right to left, it's Rasic. It looks like he's... And is that the Spanish kit?
I think so,
Somebody can correct me. That's what it looks like. Both of these guys scored 10 goals in their first round. We'll see if they can match that in round 2.
Yeah, sorry, Jim. I was just going to say, what do you think of Jordi Alba starting a left back for for Ryan. I heard you talking to someone about this earlier. Some people don't necessarily think he's the right man for the job.
Well, I actually, here we go. From Ryan.
Great save by De Gea.
I actually packed Jordi Alba team of the season. Great pace. The great thing about him is that he's always going to be able to track back. It's very important. So if a winger like Ronaldo or the R9 gets past him, he's going to be easily able to track back. I wasn't a fan of his position. I thought he went up a bit too far in attack, but I'm sure these guys know how to control him a lot better than I did. But I would still say he's probably going to be the best choice at left back right now, aside from maybe a Roberto Carlos.
Over Marcelo?
And team of the year Marcelo, but he'll give you better pace than Marcelo, of course.
Marcelo's positioning, he's quite an attacking fullback as well.
Yeah, but still not as bad as Dani Alves. I think Dani Alves is probably the worst choice in terms of fullbacks because he had, I think it's high-low. A lot of them have high, medium attacking work rates. I think Dani Alves is high-low, so he's rarely ever sitting back. He's always in an attack. So if you're a super attacking player, I know the goal machine in Gfinity U.S. Spring Cup used Dani Alves, and it actually cost him a bit because he conceded a lot of goals from that wing with Dani Alves.
That's where it gets quite interesting for me because someone like Dani Alves or Marcelo, for example, they can get away with these low defensive work rates in real life because they play in teams that dominate possession and they have certain, defensive midfielders covering for them and whatnot. But at this level of FIFA, everyone's so good, it's unlikely a team's going to dominate possession that much. And we're not going to see the sort of thing you see when, say, Real Madrid play Espanyol in La Liga with these guys meeting. So, yeah, you can't really afford to have a low defensive work rate, can you?
0-0, 15 minutes into this first leg between #Ryan and N. Rasic. Two good competitors, two of the top players in the world on the Xbox console. Good entry pass there. Goretzka to Ronaldo. The other Ronaldo.
The two Ronaldos, the best strike force money can buy.
93% passing, I think, for Ryan, 96 for N. Rasic. So that's the sort of levels you want to be seeing. Below 90, you've got a problem. You're not keeping the ball enough.
What a drag back there from Ryan. But it looks like N. Rasic is holding tight. I know he's got less possession. He's probably going to want to get a goal on the counter here if he can get something. There's always this one pass you can use on the wing to your strikers if you use that through ball. But he wasn't able to get it there. But he still has the ball. Hopefully he can get a goal here.
Good defending there from Ryan. Patrick Vieira beasting Marcelo to win the ball back. See if Ryan can do anything with it. It's a good save. Ruud Gullit doing what Ruud Gullit does, controlling the game to Vieira. To Neymar, to Ronaldo. Goretzka. Tell me a little bit, Chu, about Goretzka and his value now that he got the Bundesliga team of the season.
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you about Goretzka. Man, that guy.
I don't think I've seen you this excited all day. Tell me about Goretzka.
I just bought him 700k coins. This guy is running. I think I have him at RCM. I replaced him. I replaced my Yaya Toure birthday card with him, and he is an absolute tank. I mean, he's so tall. He's one of the tallest midfielders out there. And he's going to get you so many options in offense. You can even put him at cam because he's got high pace, 91 pace. He's got great shooting. Almost all his stats are over 90. Physical, defending. You can put him anywhere. You can put him at CDM if you like. And I think he's going to be going to Bayern Munich next year, right? So
you think so? He's going to stay in the Bundesliga?
I think it's done, isn't it?
I think it's a done deal. So I wonder when he's going to be rated in the next FIFA because that guy is a machine.
Can we give a hat tip to Bayern Munich for buying any good German players to make sure they end up on or Bundesliga players, excuse me?
Yo, they're just worried about the FIFA stats, man. They're just worried.
I mean, where does he fit in? Of course, he's going to find a place to fit in. A new Bayern coach, Niko Kovac, going to have plenty of options. But still, him and James, I guess, in the middle of midfield?
Him and James, team of the season.
I don't think Vidal's going to stay.
Confirmed.
I think Vidal might go to Napoli and join Carlo Ancelotti. That's the word on the street. Especially since Marek Hamšík is looking to move as well. Anyway.
And apologies if I raise the price of Goretzka. I've got about 20 of them sitting in my transfer list, ready to go. No, just kidding. But I'm looking at some of the stats here. I mean, so every stat is pretty much green except for a few physicals. He's got 96 aggression, 94 positioning, 93 shot power, 96 long shots. I'm telling you, this guy can do everything. And in terms of price, he's actually sitting right now at 568,000 coins on the PlayStation. So I mean, hopefully, if you do pack another team this season, you can use that to sell that team this season and get him in place. That's not a penalty, is it?
No, I thought it might have been a penalty there, but it's a free kick and edge of the box. It could be as good as a penalty if Enrasic can use it properly. He's almost certainly going to run over it. He's going to pass it. Chance it. Good tackle. Could have been a penalty again.
That's Goretzka, man, I'm telling you.
Are we expecting to see Goretzka start for Germany in the World Cup?
I mean, if they watch FUT, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Joachim Low is a massive fan. Big Enrasic fan, I heard.
I mean, I wouldn't want to touch Yogi Low's controller, if I'm being honest.
After the last time.
Let's just say that. I wouldn't be a fan.
Good tackle here for Ryan. Chance. Goretzka puts it through to R9 Ronaldo. Good option. Oh, that's a massive tackle there for Enrasic. Enrasic having a little bit of a identity crisis. He's a German with an Ajax badge wearing the Spanish kit. What's going on?
I mean, he is a free agent. Maybe he's trying to get that pickup, for the Spanish national team from Ajax. Who knows? You got to take all the opportunities you can if you want to get picked up by a team.
Halftime is almost upon us. 0-0, guys. You surprised by no goals so far throughout this?
I mean, it's a completely different side to the last one we watched because this could go either way. There's chances at both ends, and it's going to be down to, I think, better finishing, better chance creation because there's not a lot between these guys at all.
I think it's the beanie on Ryan. I've never seen him wear a beanie before, but, shout out to Red Bull. But this is the first time. Usually he goes with the hoodie, the hoodie on top, so maybe that's the difference. I know he probably took a look there at me. What's up?
Enrasic shaking his head there like he's not too happy with that first half.
I don't think he got too many clear-cut chances. I thought Ryan did a good job of negating any kind of rhythm or flow that he got into.
Yeah, Ryan seems to happy over the two at this point.
But still 0-0, so a lot to play for.
I'd actually like to take a look at Rasic's Swiss formats results from the previous events. I wonder if he started slow and then, in the knockout rounds, he beasted up. Because I wonder how he'll be feeling about this. Is this something that usually happens where he starts off slow or not?
He got 5 wins, 2 losses last time out.
Okay.
Yeah, so not too bad. #Ryan got 4 wins, 3 losses. So that also played his teammate Harry in the Swiss format, remember? So, yeah, Enrasic had a slightly better tournament in terms of Swiss format for sure.
Second half now of leg 1 is upon us. #Ryan in the purple #kits going from right to left. And then from left to right, it's Enrasic in the Spanish national team jerseys. The red with the blue shorts. We'll see. Both of these guys scored 10 goals in 2 legs in round 1. There it is, an early goal from #Ryan. Great way to start.
No emotion.
Kind of. He's drinking some water. He's thinking, I got to get hydrated. Got to stay cool. Or sometimes you have nervous tics to make sure you don't show your emotion about being excited because you want to stay cool and calm.
He's thinking about the exam that he's got to take. Tell you.
Here, Ronaldo does very well to create some space. Get that shot off. Tucks it away with his left foot. Thank you very much. We'll see how Enrasic responds here.
Yeah, I mean, these guys defensively have been pretty solid, so I think any goals we're going to see are those kind of really quick snapshots that are taken, with not a lot of thought going into them. Just quickly hit them because we're not going to see a load of time in the box for either player.
Now, for everybody watching at home on the stream, remember to link your EA Twitch accounts at ea.com/Twitch for a chance to earn a Twitch drop. Now, we've already dropped the Robin Van Persie FUT V-Day 88 rated striker one and Alexis Sanchez's as well. We got 2 remaining left to go. We're going to drop them after this game. Not the round, but this game. There'll be a lot of ultimate packs, and there's going to be 25 Patrick Kluivert icon cards. How would you like him in your team?
I mean, EA.
Would you take him?
Yeah, I'll take it, of course.
Did you link your account?
I did.
Okay.
But, I mean,
Are you watching the stream while you're on the stream? That's what I want to know.
I got my phone out right now, just in case that...
Like Inception.
Yeah.
Get it going.
Gotta get those drops.
Chance. Pull it. Oh, it's a big header from Vieira there. And now a chance for Enrasic to break with R9 Ronaldo on the ball.
It's tough to break when you're taking a big touch back towards your own goal. Yeah, I think you got to maintain possession, slow it down a bit. Ryan's doing well to cover that space in front of the back 4. Unlucky there, Ronaldo. Back to Hullet.
Oh, it's risky there. Trying to turn into trouble with Hullet.
Oh, he might
another chance.
Whoa,
big tackle.
How does he not get that off his foot? Why not shoot?
Rio Ferdinand.
I'm sure maybe he's trying to shoot, and he made another decision with the buttons, but...
There's a through ball on there.
Oh, great ball.
On the outside of the defender, he might have preferred it on the inside, but Neymar turns.
Neymar.
Oh,
no! Maybe the goal of the tournament thus far. #Ryan with Neymar doing a little bit of juice.
He's out of water. He's out of water.
He's out of water. Can we get that guy some water, please?
You got to react to that name.
You have to.
Please, dude. That 97
little fist bump.
Neymar.
Just a fist bump. You can hear us. Give us a wave. Nothing. He's nothing. Stone facing us. What a goal from #Ryan. Great through ball to release him there, Spen.
He had a lot of work to do still, though.
Yeah.
It was,
Two defenders coming over.
Outside of the defender. He would have probably liked it in behind him, so he could have just used Neymar's pace. But he had a couple of skill moves in the box there, 2 or 3 defenders in front of him, and then a finished very tight angle across the keeper. What a goal.
It's that high-risk, high-reward skill moves, because if you pull it off, people think, oh, you're the greatest player. But if you try to do it and you lose it, people are like, why are you trying to skill move there?
Yeah, I mean, if that was me, that would be just... I'd literally just be rubbing my hand over the controller, hoping the skills worked out. Because it's not only doing the skills, it's pulling them off that quickly after each other and making sure you're left in a shooting position. That's just beyond me, quite frankly.
That was beautiful. That ball rolled to Ronaldo chop. Even Ronaldo would be jealous of that 99 dribbling. POTY, Neymar, incredible. Is the SBC over, guys? I think it is. I messed up, man. I didn't do that SBC, so I got to buy the team this season instead.
It's all right, Chu. We still love you.
Oh, I don't think I'm a fan of myself right now, though. I'm missing out.
2-0 to #Ryan in leg 1 of this matchup.
Because last time we saw a game in the first leg between Dasari and Minya, we saw Dasari dominant but only be 1-0 up. Even though Minya had a chance to get back in at the second leg, I felt that Dasari was too strong for him.
Sure.
This is very different because I think these two players are very closely matched. And Ryan's just got the upper hand right now. But Enrasic could change things. I mean, this game's not over anyway, but if it does end like this, going into the second leg, Enrasic's more than good enough to change things up. They can have a massive say on the second leg and actually see him come back into it. So certainly, he can't rest on his laurels just yet. Or should I say he can't rest on his Yannis? Laurels or Yannis?
Yannis.
There it is.
There it is. I thought that Enrasic was trying to find that perfect opportunity. And he just scored right there to make it 2-1. No emotion whatsoever other than like a quick nod that he's back in this game. So we'll see how Ryan adjusts. But it seemed like he was trying to take that extra pass, trying to maybe do too much to get the tap in as opposed to just taking the shots that were being presented to him.
He's still got plenty of time in Enrasic. Like, this game is far from over. Ryan did great to find himself in a 2-0 up position, but yeah, he needs to get some more goals because he can't rest on this. Still his first leg, of course, as well. Got a whole other game to come after this between these two guys on aggregate. Can't get a draw in the Swiss format. If it's all level after 2 legs, goes to extra time and penalties. So there is no such thing as a draw in this tournament.
Did he just bring on Mo Salah? I saw from Ryan.
Recovered quickly from the collarbone incident the other night.
You think Ramos meant it?
Yes.
Jimmy's tweet last night, he said after careful examination.
I did. I watched it over and over and over.
Oh, man.
No, he knew exactly what he was doing.
How do you know how to dislocate somebody's shoulder?
I don't think he was trying to, injure him. I think he was just trying to, this is going to hurt. You know, I'm going to roll. It's not that he could have fallen down, talking about the Sergio Ramos play on Mohamed Salah. He could have fallen down because he was already going down on one knee and in one hand. And then he just let himself go when he could feel that Salah's arm was underneath him and just turned over to his left side. Now, when you see him kind of make that decision just to relax and fall into his left side, that for me is when he knows what he's doing. It's clear he's got some martial arts training because it looked like a move that you would see, like an arm bar, I think is what they call it.
99 judo on
so I 100% think that he knew what he was doing. Not with the attempt to maybe hurt him as severe as he did, but...
We need an investigative journalist to find out, did Ramos have any karate training or jiu-jitsu, whatever it is?
I did look it up, actually, before I tweeted that out, because I was going to try to find it to further my point, but I didn't find anything readily available. It was just it was a lot of Zlatan doing mixed martial arts instead.
No, he did a secret training Ramos has been doing underground.
The dark arts.
Mr. Miyagi.
But the best part about Sergio Ramos is that he probably doesn't care. He won the trophy. He's won a ton of trophies. He knows how to win games, whether you think it's fair or not, and that's a credit to, in some ways, what makes him special as a player is he knows how to win games.
I saw someone say yesterday on Twitter that he's going to be remembered as this, dirty defender. That is
Goretzka. Just talking about him, Chu.
What did I say about that? Guys, this card is real. Get Goretzka in your team.
Wow.
Rasic's bad because he's German too, How can you have your own countryman scoring against you,
Take a look at that. From way back, 20 yards out. Good finish.
Oh, my goodness.
Got off his feet. Saw a hashtag supporter in the crowd with a hashtag jersey.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Fair play. Represent.
Yeah.
You sure you didn't plant that? That's not a plant?
Don't need to, mate. No, as I was saying, someone was saying they thought Ramos was going to be remembered as like this villain. I disagree completely. Like, as much as I don't agree with what he does in games sometimes, he'll be remembered as a champion. That's the sad thing about it, really, is he's got so many trophies, World Cups, European Championships, Champions Leagues. Like, people won't remember whether he did a bad foul in the final, even though they should. They'll just remember that he won.
That's funny, those negative tactics that he uses to win, you can do the same type of stuff here, or at least what's considered tactics in FIFA, right? Because you can play negative, or you can play possession-based, or you can slow the game down, but if you win, right, that's all that matters at the end of the day.
And what's funny for me is...
whether people like it or not.
Well, some things that are considered negative in FIFA esports aren't even talked about as negative in football. Like, keeping the ball is applauded. It gets a little bit annoying sometimes, but if teams 1-0 up in a big cup game, chance for a goal... Keeper maybe should have done better there. It didn't look like it was in the corner to me, that one.
That, for me, is a dagger, because it's 3-1. This is only leg 1. They have a whole other game to play in leg 2. Giving up that goal in the 90th minute. That 3-goal lead now?
Yeah.
If I'm Enrasic, I'm pretty disappointed in myself to maybe push to get that second goal that he needed. Also, to give you guys some context about how good Enrasic is, he made it to both Xbox console finals at Manchester and Barcelona.
I mean, that potentially the most consistent player of the year so far, then.
But that hasn't won anything. He's like the Spurs. He's like Spurs of FIFA 18.
But if you win Barcelona, then you get knocked out in the group stage of the next tournament. That's not consistency, is it? If you get to the final both times, this guy is a very strong player. Yeah, he struggles getting over the line. Nearly man, some people might say, but he's still got plenty of time to prove them wrong.
So 4-1. Hashtag Ryan in the lead after leg 1. Definitely can't rest on those laurels.
He knows it's 2 legs, right? He's got up.
Say,
maybe he just wants to leave. Nah, I got him. I won this one. It's fine.
Yeah,
so
can't rest on the Yannis.
If you're Enrasic, you've seen him play. We've seen him play multiple times. Top quality player. Is he adapting now to what Ryan did? Is there anything? Is he bringing Goretzka into his team?
I mean, he's got to adapt, right? I mean, I'm not too sure how he can go at Ryan in terms of changing the game. Definitely more attacking. That's the thing, is that he needs to shake Ryan up as early as possible.
He has to score that first goal.
Yeah, I think he's got to get the first goal in the first half as early as possible, hopefully before 10 minutes even. And if he can get that, then he has a chance, in my opinion.
Okay, so will we say this? Can we stamp it right now as a prediction? Whoever gets this first goal in this next second leg is going to win? Maybe that's a big of a stretch for Enrasic, but if he does, that would make it 4-2. Yeah, if Ryan gets it, it's 5-1. I think Ryan goes through for sure. That's a 4-goal difference. Maybe too much for Enrasic to get back on. But he scored 10 goals. He knows how to hit the back of the net. Maybe the first game just wasn't feeling it. Ryan obviously had some good defensive tactics.
Well, we've seen big comebacks before, but I think we said Enrasic won 10-2 first time.
That's right.
He conceded double those goals in one leg here. So it shows you that it's all about who you're playing, who you're going up against, really.
I'm telling you, that goal right before the end of the game to make it 4-1 could be the dagger. I think that's what maybe sees him lose this matchup.
Crucial goal. We shall see as the second leg starts shortly. But even if Enrasic does drop these points here, he'll still be 1 for 1. That's plenty of time to get those other 3 wins. He'll have 5 games to get them. I mean, it's not an ideal start for someone of Enrasic's quality. He went 5 for 2 in Manchester, but he did drop 2 games. This could just be one of them.
I think it's just one of them. I think it's just a bit of a hiccup. I mean, the game's not over yet.
No.
I think it's just a bit of a hiccup for him. Again, one of the best line players out there. So he's going to, I think what he does well is that he, understands what just happened. He processes things at a very high rate. He knows what to do next. And I think he's going to be ready for whatever comes next.
Well, let's take a brief moment to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Turtle Beach. Make sure to tweet at Turtle Beach using the hashtag Global Series TB for a chance to win an Elite Pro headset courtesy of Turtle Beach. And we appreciate their support throughout this wonderful program here in Manchester and Barcelona. A great sponsor, great partner to be a part of. Now, back to this game in particular.
Yeah.
What do you do if you're Enrasic?
Yeah, Enrasic.
In terms of formation, do you keep it the same? I think
it's fair to say.
Do you just? Because I feel like you have to be flexible in these tournaments.
I think Ryan dominated that game. I think that's fair. Don't you think? Like, Enrasic wasn't having a load of chances. It wasn't like there was some ridiculous amount of saves.
I thought he was trying to get that final pass and make it almost too cute. Sometimes we accuse Arsenal in real life of trying to find that extra pass to get the easy tap in, as opposed to just take what's in front of you, take the space that's in front of you. And that frustrates me with a few of these players over here. where they just try to cram it down where they always usually have success, maybe in the weekend league. But then here, that's taken away. So how do you exploit the space that is being given to you? Because if you do go out wide, it's going to open up the space in the middle. But if you never go out wide, you're going to get frustrated like we saw with Enrasic.
I mean, it was pretty even the first half. I think the first goal in that game was really important, and it wasn't like an amazing finish or anything like that. It was just a real snapshot from Ryan in the box as he found some time and space on R9's left foot. So that could be crucial. Like we said, the first goal in the second game could be crucial. I still believe there's a real small margin between these two players. I don't think it's as big as the scoreline suggests right now. So you could see it go the other way. If Ryan gets complacent and Rasic comes out now in the second leg and just changes something up and is super dominant quickly, we could see that gap get created and obviously get caught up, as it's 4-1 currently to Ryan. But Ryan will be devastated if he doesn't win this game now.
I'd be devastated for him, frankly. Well, if you guys want to join in on the conversation, use the hashtag FIFA eWorldCup and, of course, tag EA Sports FIFA at EA Sports FIFA. Chu, your thoughts. I got Spencer's there. Let's say, if you're hashtag Ryan, he did the Enrasic perspective. Hashtag Ryan, do you start off this game more defensive? Or do you just keep your foot on the gas and try to get more goals?
No, foot on the gas. I think that's a mistake a lot of people make in a tournament like this, or if they're up on a few goals, maybe going on to the second leg, that they ease things up. You never want to really ease things up until you have like 15 minutes left in game. If you're starting a new match, just keep going at your opponent, score more goals. The best defense is offense, in my opinion, if you're ahead in FIFA 18. But if it's coming down to garbage time, I think that's a North American term. Sorry, that means like time.
I understand what you're saying.
You got what I meant.
As a fellow North American.
When you're coming to the last 15 minutes or so in game, then you can switch things up. But I think he's going to start this offensively.
Well, as we promised, there's a Twitch drop happening right now.
Ooh.
Yes, we've already dropped Robin Van Persie and Alexis Sanchez, MOTM 92. Yes. And then the Robin Van Persie was a FUT birthday one. We have 7,500 Ultimate Packs to give away.
Hey.
That is a ton. And then for me, the big one, 25 Patrick Kluivert icon cards.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
He's a beast.
Yes.
Just cross.
How excited would you be? So you got to make sure you guys link your Twitch accounts with your EA account at ea.com/Twitch so you can get in on these Twitch drops. There's a ton. Patrick Kluivert, you want him in your team. I want him in my team.
I mean, I had him in my team, the Wembley Cup, second one. And
That's right.
He scored a couple goals for us. So I've seen it in person.
Yeah.
Absolute goal.
I was on the other team, I think, for that Wembley Cup.
What was the defending going on there, Jim?
It was tough.
It's Kluivert. That's the excuse.
I had Schmeichel in goal. He pulled the calf 2 minutes in. Or he said he pulled the calf 2 minutes in.
Also an iPhone. I've got some good news for you, though, Jim.
Yeah.
Kiba Mito picked up a win.
Hey, but
what's up?
At the expense, was it of another MLS player?
Let's find out. Kiba Mito.
That's okay. I picked Mambito. He's my horse in this one. I'm pulling for him.
Columbus Crew and a nod, I believe. Maybe.
So on your screens right now, the second leg between hashtag Ryan and Enrasic. Ryan is in the purple going from left to right, and Enrasic is in the red. Spanish national team going from right to left.
I guess it's no surprise that Kiba Mito beat Nard when they're both MLS players and Kiba Mito dominated the MLS tournament.
Yep. What was the score on that one?
The score in that game, Jimmy, was 6-2 to Kiba Mito.
Nice. Solid win.
Yeah.
Not too big. Gave up a few, but pretty solid defensively.
Megabit, I can tell you, picked up a 7-4 win in his first game against M. Mayo. PSG Fiddle picked up a 7-5 win against Never Give Up. Let's hope he does never give up. LP Dragon, 9-5 he lost to that man, the goal machine. Really is a goal machine. Marlott.
Oh, Canada.
Marlott's not had the year he'd hoped for, but he has had a win. First game here, 4-3 against Melbourne City FC Marcus. And we knew about Desari's 6-0 win. Rafsu, who we pulled out earlier as a potential contender, got a win. 1-2-1 in his first game. Bullets! Oh, chance there. Janos, 7-1 victory. Janos is back to his old tricks again.
Not surprising.
Hashtag Dreamer played Ajax Danny and won 5-2.
That's a good win. I feel like Danny was being considered one of the favorites here in this tournament.
Ranners of Roma and Fnatic got himself a win, 5-2 against FOB Tigre. Alexander won 5-4 against Bailey. That was a very close game. Hiroja against Fabio Danusa. It's a fantastic matchup. Hiroja won that one 8-4 and is currently playing FaZe Gorilla. We should talk about that. Gorilla signing for FaZe.
FaZe up.
News.
FaZe up.
FaZe up, bro.
Big news.
Yeah, big signing there. Big loss for Unilad in some ways because Gorilla's one of the most well-known names in the space.
I mean, I think that really shows the intent that FaZe has here. I mean, it shows that they're serious about coming into
good save by Daya.
the FIFA scene, you know, by snatching up two of probably the biggest players out there, two of the biggest players in the UK. I mean, that shows that, you know, they're coming for FIFA and they mean business.
Yeah, they don't come to make up the numbers, do they, FaZe? They come to be a big part of it. There's a lot of teams coming to do that, though, you know? There's a lot of teams.
I want to see a FaZe. I don't know if you guys know Juju Schuster-Smith, who's also part of FaZe. American football player is actually a part of FaZe clan, I guess, you know, as a celebrity member. I want to see him, American football player, versus FaZe Gorilla Crossbar Challenge with tasks.
I thought you were going to say you want to see Gorilla playing American football.
I want to see that too, actually. That'll be
You've got the right name for it. Gorilla.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like the sort of person that would play American football.
So 0-0. Pause here right now. Hashtag Ryan with the 4-1 lead in aggregate after his 4-1 win in leg one. Pretty even in this first half. Very similar to the first half that we saw in leg one.
Yeah, and Rasic needs to get himself a goal.
And soon, I feel like. He needs one soon.
Yeah, if he doesn't, or if Ryan gets one, then it will be really difficult for him. But some massive games going on right now here in the arena. And so I'm hearing some big cheers as well. So if you guys can hear them at home, but we'll keep you updated as soon as we have more information on the scores, what's going down, who's picking up the wins, who's getting the L's, and who's getting closer to 4 wins. Because a lot of people, 16 people in fact, will be on 2 wins from 2 after this. And very close. Oh, he should have scored that. Should have scored that. If Ryan had scored that, he'd have probably guaranteed himself to be on 2 wins. Half the battle done.
That was off a throw-in by Rasic. He gives the ball away on the sideline, 3 passes, and it's a breakaway. If Ryan had scored there, I was going to absolutely crush Rasic. That's just unforgivable. In real life, in virtual, it doesn't matter. You just cannot let that happen. And now that Ryan has possession, though, they could still get that goal.
Interesting choice from Ryan there. Have you seen that shoe look dink into the box like that?
No, usually they do that ground pass behind the wall. So
think he is that an accident?
No, I think Ryan might know something that we don't. I mean, that's why he's the pro, right?
I mean, that one-on-one he's missed there. Like, if a striker misses that in real life, because that's the bread and butter, right?
Right.
You can't be doing it. I know what you mean, Jim, about him being lucky to get it and Rasic giving the chance up. But when you're giving them, they're just a gift on a plate. You've got to eat it up.
And I think the best players in the world in any sport pounce on any opportunity or any mistakes and make you pay for it.
You know who I think is great at them at the moment? And I watched him do it in the Europa League final. Griezmann. Griezmann's not missing out. And here we go. Surely. To finish it, he's gone for the pass.
Oh,
it's done.
That was difficult because
straight to the water. Straight to the water. The new
Rasic
signature move from hashtag Ryan after a goal.
Get some water because that was sweaty, bro.
That's the tip, guys. Hydrate post-goal. But no, Rasic knew he was going to do that. You could tell he was just trying to step off of the defender. He couldn't stop it still. And if he stepped off that little bit more, you know that Ryan wouldn't have played the pass. He would have just gone through. So once you get yourself in that position, it's really difficult to come back.
Now, you brought up Antoine Griezmann as being an opportunistic player, taking advantage of even half mistakes and turning them into goals. How about Karim Benzema?
Oh, my word.
Right? Took advantage of Sven Ulreich's mistake, and then, of course...
I could have taken advantage of that.
I wouldn't say in a normal match situation, Benzema's that known for, efficient finishing. I wouldn't say he's like one of those guys who gets 10 chances, scores 9 goals. But that was just absolute predatory instinct.
I mean, 10 out of 10 for being alert.
I think they planned it, to be honest. I think in the first half they saw got to be a goal. There it is.
There it is, finally. Right before halftime as well. So it still keeps Rasic with a little bit of belief. He might not look like he has any belief, but we do, Rasic. Don't you worry. It's 5-2 now. 1-1 in this game, but 5-2 overall in aggregate. Almost to halftime of leg 2. Big goal here for Rasic to feel like, maybe. But he's got to score right after halftime, I think, to really make
back to the original score now, isn't it? 3 goals. Ryan's still in control. Next goal is going to be interesting again if Ryan gets it. You're giving the ball away like that from kickoff, you've got to try and use that moment after conceding a goal to try and get one back. It's a very important part of the game this year. Not everyone likes it. Some people concede more than others. Some people feel that it's a difficult one to master. But one thing's for sure, if you've got a kick-off, you've got to use it to your advantage or try your best to. He gives the ball away willy-nilly.
What a ball.
Over the dink.
What a cheeky chip. And Rasic definitely and visibly upset
and he's
about what just happened. Ryan going for the water as he does.
I mean, he perfectly measured that because they're finishes we used to see a lot in previous FIFAs. They're harder to do. We see it more when the keeper comes out, the tiny little dink over the keeper. But the sort of longer distance ones, more air on them, harder to do, I think, and very nicely done there from Ryan.
Yeah, I'm gutted if I'm in Rasic because he did have the ball in a good position with R9 in his box. Couldn't find that right pass to get off a shot, and then Ryan goes down 4 or 5 passes later, and it leads to a goal right before halftime. That's got to hurt. And Rasic looks like he's thrown in the towel in some capacity.
See what he can do from his kickoff here, and he's running out of time.
So both of these players are 1-0. One of them will be 1-1 after this. The other one will be 2-0. You guys do the math at home. Looks like #Ryan is going to be the guy. He scored 10 goals in 2 games in round 1. And now he's up to 6 goals so far in these 2 games against Rasic. Scoring a ton of goals. Had he been doing that in training leading up to this, Sven?
Yeah, I mean...
Because I don't feel like he's known for that, scoring a lot of goals.
Not as much
being a
as
good
some
player,
people,
of course.
Yeah, not as much as some people who some people rely on scoring lots because they concede lots. Some people win games by smaller margins but are tighter defensively. I would say Ryan's somewhere in the middle, to be honest. He can score a lot of goals. He scored 10 in his first game, as did Rasic. But also he knows how to grind games out. And he's probably Ryan's biggest strength, I'd say, is playing his environment, understanding what he has to do, as opposed to having one game plan and sticking to that, whatever happens.
Here we go, the second half. You're just joining us. #Ryan in the purple kit. Going from right to left. It's up 6-2 in aggregate and 2-1 in this game. He won the first affair, 4-1. And then from left to right, it's Rasic. Fantastic player.
Chance. Could be all over. It isn't.
Oh.
It isn't. Should have scored that one, really. Opened up for him beautifully.
Done very well to create some good looks. Maybe he should be up to 10 goals at this point over these 2 legs, given the amount of opportunities he's had.
I tell you, in another game going on at the moment between Megabit and #Dreamer. Dreamer did take the lead 1-0. There has been some other goals, though, so we'll get back to you on that as soon as we can. Find out who scored them.
That's true. It's going to be an intense match. I mean, we'll definitely talk about that later, right?
That's the plan, Shu. That's why we're here. Good through ball there. A little shirt tug by Sergio Ramos. Not a surprise. But De Gea did not pull a Sven Ulreich, and it went right into his hands. All right, Hullet to Hullet. Good work there, Vieira. Definitely hit the weight room. Maldini, one of my favorite defenders of all time. Good to see him in a team. Oh, what a ball, what a setup, what a run.
You going to dink him as well?
Ronaldo to Ronaldo.
Ooh. I think
And that pretty much sums up Rasic's day, I think. Gets himself into a good spot and plays it out for almost a throw-in.
You could tell Ryan was bringing his keeper out there just to try and get him to go for the same dink because the percentage chance in it and success is quite low. And I think Rasic thought about it, then he went for a big finesse finish. And it
maybe just taking a touch there. Maybe one touch and then make his decision.
Not sure what happened there, to be honest. It was a terrible finish. I think maybe just didn't let his striker get balanced. Substitution here for Ryan. Salah is on. Ronaldo is off. 6-2 currently to Ryan. Rasic running out of time. Needs 4 goals to take this to extra time. He's going to need some kind of miracle, especially if Ryan keeps this on in the corner here, which I think he's going to.
Oh, Salah is fast.
Whipped it back in. Oh, put it. Oh, wow.
What a block.
That's why you sub Salah on, right? That pace, especially off the bench when he's running up against tired defenders.
Exactly. I mean, I'm guessing Ryan, even though he's 6'2" up, he's still going to keep going on the offense. Now, can Rasic square it? No, he cannot, because that is great defending by #Ryan.
It's not even a corner. That's an instance we see a lot, don't we, from corners. When you're attacking, you can get turned over really quick. It's difficult to stop if you lose possession. So, especially in a game like this, when you're already winning, you could argue when you get a corner, it's more important to keep the ball than it is to actually try and score, because losing the ball can be so damaging.
Yo, does Ryan blink? I've been watching him for like 3 minutes now, and he has not blinked.
Well, I think he blinked once in the late 90s.
That's how he keeps his eyes watery. He keeps drinking water after the ball.
It's actually now it's kind of creepy. Ryan, blink for me. Oh.
Wow. That was an interesting choice to finish there. I thought he'd have double tapped it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to do a low driven, but maybe he's not feeling confident in his low driven finishes right now.
You'd have to say that Enrastic should have a couple more goals based on his last few chances, in which case the game would be wide open still.
Oh, definitely.
If Ryan gets one now, it's going to really mess with Enrastic's head because he knows he should have scored more.
Dude, he really hasn't blinked in like 5 minutes. Guys, I'm not even joking. Like, it's scaring me. Oh, Ronaldo with the shoulder injury. Oh, no. Hopefully he's not out of the game, but of course, in Ultimate Team, I think in this build they do not get injured fully, so he'll be fine.
We do a lot of no blink training at #HQ.
Yeah?
We did a study, and it turned out that if you add up all the blinks over a tournament, it's about 7 seconds.
Oh, okay.
And 7 seconds of FIFA you could be playing.
That's huge. That's huge, man.
So you don't blink, save 7 seconds, mate.
Pretty much. Jordi Alba, team of the season there, gives it to Mo Salah, Poty, over to Suarez. Hopefully we'll see more of Suarez in this tournament. Pull it with that weak foot shot. Of course, pull it with 4-star weak foot, so the chances of that going in from that distance probably not too high. Have you ever packed Hullet or used him at all?
I've used him. I've never packed him. I've never really had him in my team for a long period of time. I know that he's very popular. It's just one of those things where I've never decided to kind of splash out on him and improve my team in other areas. Last time I played, my team had Yashin in goal.
Was he wearing the hat or no?
In the hat.
Yes.
Prime icon. There's a goal for Enrastic. 2-2 in this game. 6-3 on aggregate. It would be a ridiculous comeback if he turned over that 3-goal deficit now.
Not in 10 minutes. I don't see it.
It would be terrible for Ryan if he let that happen.
Good feet there for Marco Reus. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but she was in love with this Marco Reus card.
Oh, yeah. It's a love story between me and the German team of the season players at this point. Goretzka, Reus. That Bundesliga team of the season was probably one of the most hyped team of the seasons out there. I thought the Premier League team of the season was one of the best team of the seasons of all time, but the Bundesliga more affordable for the price that you pay. Ryan is going to start switching things up. I think he kicked that out on purpose so he can go a bit more defensive.
But that was a kickoff.
That was, but hey, he knows what he's doing. I think this is more important right now. I think he's going to go 4-2-3-1 wide. Get Salah on the wing. Suarez, Cam, hold it. He might sub out right now. Put Lozano or Conte, I would say. Or he's going to put Conte for Goretzka. Switch them over. So hold it wide defensively. So if he takes a goal kick, he can kick it out wide and hold it. It's tall, strong, can probably win that header. So you're not going to give up an opportunity there. So he's just kind of shoring up all his weaknesses, I guess you could say.
That was a really interesting choice because we hear a lot from certain players about how important it is to try and score after a goal's gone in. For him to choose not to use that advantage there, it's good. If it works out, it's great game management because he has this 3-goal lead, right? So he's saying it's less important that I get a 4th goal. It's more important that I don't concede another. And if he goes to try and score straight away and loses the ball and then Rastic goes and gets one on the counter, he would have, it would have been not a disaster, but it would have been slightly dangerous for Ryan. So he said, you know what, I'm not going to use the advantage here. Kick the ball out, make the change that makes me more solid at the back.
That's how confident he is in his ability. I mean, he defended that throw-in very well. He's got the ball here, but he cannot convert that to a goal. But yeah, very confident in his play, so I think he chose to kick that out and try to win the ball back.
Do you want to hear some scores for some other games in round 2?
Yeah, hit me.
We'll have to wait, because I haven't got them.
Thanks for teasing me. I really appreciate that.
I was teasing you.
Now, there was an instance there where #Ryan off of that throw-in had a great switch, point of attack, and it looked like everything was shaping up. He played it inside to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba played it forward. So those little combinations are there. You just got to be able to hit that big switch and be ready for it and know that it's coming.
Enrastic's taking his headphones off. He knows this one's over. Injury time, 3 goals. Not going to be enough, but he can get a confidence booster here and make it 6-4. A big physical tackle.
Now he's got a guy that's hurt. Insult to injury. This one's almost done. #Ryan is going to go 2-0 for the first 2 rounds of the Swiss format here in Amsterdam. He went 4-3 in Manchester, so getting 2 big wins early on should do a lot for his confidence.
Oh, wow. Wow. Luis Suarez.
I'll say as well that Ryan has done an excellent job of scoring goals right before halftime and right before the end of the game, which is a good trait to have. Hopefully he can keep that going throughout the rest of the tournament. These goals change games, specifically ones right before halftime, because it'll change the tactics of what opponents are trying to do. Good finish there by Luis Suarez. #Ryan, the deserved winner. And Rasic, nothing to be ashamed about, but definitely has some room for improvement. 7-3 now. The game is finished. It is done. We will probably see a shaking of the hands, or hopefully Ryan blinking after he drinks some water. And Rasic probably a little disappointed. He looks disappointed. Head and hands. You have a lot to be disappointed about, though. I mean, he ran into a Ryan who just played better. Sometimes the other guy just plays better, and that's okay. And thankfully, in this format, you can just kind of move on to the next one. So it's just a matter of how much does he let that loss stay with him. Now, Rasic obviously has proven that he's lost a few games and can still get to the final.
He lost 2 last time in the Swiss format. He's going to go up against someone now who's got a 1-1 record. He's going to feel confident he can beat them. I've got some people that are in the 2 wins from 2 club.
Well, let's do tell.
MS Dasari has continued.
Okay.
Now 2-0. NSE Vini from Brazil, 2-0. Brazilians will be loving that. Los Uruguas, 92. Sorry for the pronunciation, everyone from Spain, but he's 2-0. JSSF 107, also Brazilian, 2-0. DW Dandelion from the UK, 2-0. Kurt is 2-0. Marla is 2-0.
Hey.
Kid Mamita, 2-0, Jimmy.
You sound surprised.
Kid.
Who's lost to? Let's see if there's any big names.
Yeah, why you sound surprised, man? MLS, we out here, man.
Fabio Danuso is lost to. Maybe perhaps a surprise. Not too many other people whose record's been updated yet to say they've lost to. Tex has gone 1-1. The Tex is 1-1 now. Sakul lost 1. Dragon 1. Ajax Joey is 1-1.
All right, let's take a break from all those updates to look at the stats of this game. Hashtag Ryan, the winner over 2 legs, 7-3 over Rasic. 20 shots to Rasic's 9, 17 shots on goal. That's a pretty good percentage. 5 corner kicks. Even though possession was even, there was really only one team that was going to win this one. Hashtag Ryan. Let's leave the biased Spencer out of this. How did Ryan perform in this?
I mean, that's what we expect from Ryan. I mean, that's his, aside from the lack of blinking, that is his strongest things, that he stays cool. I mean, the lack of blinking shows that he's just always cool no matter what the situation is. Even when he concedes, blank face. When he scores, blank face. That's the sign of a good FIFA player, in my opinion, is that no matter what happens in the game, you see no emotions out of them because they know that they're thinking about what's going to happen next.
Now, when you see a type of performance like that from hashtag Ryan, do you feel like that's the performance that can send him all the way to win this? Did you see enough of him there? And can he feel that as a player? Like, oh man, this is it. I'm whatever I'm doing right now, it works. I'm going to stay with it.
I think he can. I think he can. That's probably one of the best performances we're going to see. Very complete. I would say that maybe there are a few points of defense that he could have improved on. But I think he'll be very confident, and I think that he'll be thinking that he can go all the way, in my opinion.
All right, Spencer, you gave us some good updates.
Yeah, there's more.
I'm not going to let you chime in on the Ryan going all the way. That's between Chu and I, because you're the coach.
I'll give you some more scores, shall I? I've got scores
please.
now as well. Okay.
Please.
Hashtag Harry against Makers Ribeiro Rebel. 6-5.
In favor of?
Hashtag Harry.
Sydney
Sydney FC, Samer versus Philippe. That's Australia versus Brazil. Philippe of Brazil got the win there, 4-3. Royal won 6-2 against Kevin. I'm sorry, Kevin Assia beat the Royal 6-2.
So Royal's 0-2. Wow. Wow.
Ajax Danny versus Aero. Great game, that one. And it was Ajax Danny who came out on top 5-3.
He needed that.
Dragon beat Fabio Danuso 8-3.
He needed that as well.
F2 Tex played Gabri and won 4-1.
That's a good result.
Jambu of West Ham, he's won 10-2.
Cruising right now,
That's
Jambu.
A massive result for him.
Keep an eye on him.
Dax has lost another game. Now. It's 6-4. He lost to Johnny Grime. I mean, it's some big results coming in here. Ajax Joey lost 4-0 to Marla.
Is he 0-2 now? Or
it makes him 1-1.
I think 1-1.
Joey.
Okay.
Kid Mamito won 8-5.
As he does. All right, Mamito.
I can tell you that Gorilla played Hiroja, and the score was 10-3.
In favor of?
Who do you think?
Gorilla scores more.
I could see Hiroja. He's a good player.
Hiroja's possession.
Wouldn't surprise me. But I'll say it was Gorilla. Yeah.
It was Gorilla.
All right, fine.
No, I know these pros, man.
I'm not saying you don't. I was just trying to pull for the underdog there.
There's a great game between Megabit and hashtag Dream, which I think we're going to see soon. I believe there's been 4 goals in it. Shu, do you want to let us know what's happened?
Yes, there's been 4 goals apiece. We got Champions Channel here, not only at home, but we've got Champions Channel here in Amsterdam. So you can see all the replays from all the matches. And we're going to go see a match from Dreamer versus, I think that's Megabit. Megabit, of course, the legend that plays 40-0 on both consoles. I believe we're going to see a goal here from Megabit. It looks like the score was 4-4 in this first game. Low-driven shot from Hullet going forward. So, I mean, We could take a look. See, this is the thing about Championship. I can go right here. Instant replay. You can see all the angles. You can even see what kind of input they put. So let's go back and see the kind of play.
I love this Champions channel.
Exactly. So passes out wide to Vieira. Vieira, looking like FIFA 17, squares it across, hold it low driven. And again, you could see that it was obviously low driven because that arrow goes down as he hits that second button there. So boom, low driven in the bottom corner. And it's tied at 1-1. Of course, Champs Channel, you can see the scoreline at the bottom. Again, I would suggest you guys use Champs Channel at home if you want to see how a lot of these pro players do play. You can see their tactics. We're going to try and fast forward to some of the other goals in this. But you can see their tactics and learn from them. I don't know, do you guys ever watch Champs Channel at home?
I do. Yeah.
Try it out.
But I like